Hey, Mooch Crap, J-Dubs.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Mooch, Crap, J-Dub.
Hey Mooch, hey Crap, hey Jay.
What up with your Crap and Mooch and Jay with?
Wake on up. It's Mooch, it's Crap, and Jay in the morning. Wipe your eye boogies, get your coffee finished yawning. This is Mooch and Crap. Show. Wake up, let us begin with gaming, news, skits, and call-ins from all the fans. No matter where you at, Cali or Pakistan, New York or New Guinea, this is where it's at. These are Xbox dudes with Xbox views on slander and hate towards Xbox news. This is Mooch and Crap. Show for the people, and they coming with it. Now do you understand? Now do you get it? Ponies love to lie and PC fans won't admit it, but Xbox hate is real and they all with it. Call in, let it ring in. We here to rock, we here to win. It's about the games, it's about the pride. Now Xbox community, come on, let's rock. Mooch and Crap. Make sure.
Mooch, Crap, J-Dub.
¿Cómo están, bitches?
Hey Mooch and Crap, hey Jay.
Hey Mooch and Crap.
What up, Mooch and Crap and Jay?
What's up, Mooch and Crap? What's up, J-Dubs?
Hello, Mooch and Crap.
What up, Mooch? What up, Crap?
Hey, what's up, Mooch and Crap?
You guys have the best damn podcast on YouTube, bar none.
Who cares?
Good morning, all you gamers out there. I'm sure you're just putting your PUBG controllers down as we speak for a new episode of M&C Mornings. Great morning here. Great meeting with Crap and J-Dubs before the show. So the show's constantly evolving, doing so great. Let me just welcome these fine fellas here. Crap Gamer, how the hell are you? You got to be maybe not as happy because the Patriots won last night, but...
Yeah. Hey, well, I mean, look, they played a shit team, and that's what happened. And not only that, but the little bit that I caught, they were getting calls left and right that didn't even make sense. Like, how do you need calls to help beat the Titans?
I got to be honest with you. So I went and watched the game, and I was watching it with a buddy of mine who's a big Titans fan. He said the same thing, and he's not usually that guy. He's not going to sit there and usually... But I remember at one point, and I got to actually go back and watch some of the highlights of the game. There was a point where they actually kicked off the ball. It was Titans' ball. Something happened, a flub or something happened when they were going to receive it, and somehow it was 2nd and 5 with Tom Brady back on the field. I had no idea. People were like, "How the hell did that happen?" So a lot of people were saying the officials were working for the Pats yesterday, but nonetheless, the Pats are going to beat the Titans.
NFL. I mean, yeah, it's big business for the NFL to have the Patriots do well. So. For me personally, it's just like I don't really watch Patriot games, so it's like, you know,
right.
It doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. But you know, hopefully, it's like it's always weird. It seems like they get really lucky. You know, it's like they would have had a much tougher time had they drawn, you know, the Chiefs, I believe, because the Chiefs already rolled up into New England and beat them. You know, but they end up with the Titans, you know, and then, you know, if you look at the NFC side, you got the Eagles, but they don't have a quarterback. So, you know, you're hoping that a team over there that actually has a chance of beating the Patriots can make it in there. Right. The Vikings, what do they got, like a 3rd string quarterback or something? So, you know, it's kind of they get set up in these situations. Plus their division is shit to begin with, you know, Dolphins, Bills, and Jets. It's like, I wish my team could play in a division that shitty for 15 years. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
God,
sometimes you just land to a perfect situation. We got a call already so early. I didn't even get a chance to say what's up to J-Dubs.
Yeah. What's up, M&C Mornings? How's it going?
Hey now.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Monkey Punch. I got a question. I was wondering, do you guys think we need new IPs, or you think Xbox needs to rehash old games because PlayStation does it? So it seems like they really don't really matter if they do it too. So I was just wondering what you think of that question, and great job, guys, and let me know what you think about the question.
So basically, is he asking about does Microsoft need new IPs crap?
Like, yeah, I think that's what he says. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they all need new IPs. I just think that there's a good mix where you can mix in new IPs with some older ones as well. That sometimes you can just bring an IP back and make it relevant again, you know. So I
That's
think
right.
that there's a good mix, but it's like they've had new IPs, they just haven't been very super successful this generation. Hopefully, we can see that turn around a bit with Sea of Thieves, and then hopefully in the future, whatever they bring out, maybe even Recore. That looks like it might get a sequel. So, it's up to us to support it. But I think if there's a game that's out there that's good, for the most part, it will be supported. So,
well, the movie industry does this too, crap, right? I mean, there's what, 10, 15 movies that maybe hit the movie theaters every single month. And we only talk about maybe 1 or 2 every 3 months. So, I mean, this happens a lot with IPs. You have to find a genre. You have to find the mechanics. You have to find this. You have to find that click with millions of people, millions of gamers. And that's hard to do. That's really, really hard to do. So when you see these IPs come out, the only thing that we'll say, and I think Microsoft is put under the microscope a little bit more than Sony. Like Sony has games that come out and people go, oh, it's good because, it's Sony. And like I actually went back and played about 3 hours yesterday of Horizon Zero Dawn. I was telling crap. And it's just hard to get into. Like it's the same old stuff over and over and over again. And I know you can say that that's a lot of games, but the game's beautiful. Mechanics are okay, but I just don't feel like going to do all of these quests. And then someone I was talking to, shout out to AJ, he was like, just concentrate on the main subject, the main quests. Don't do the side quests. You'll get lost.
The problem is if you don't do the side quests, you won't be leveled up enough, and you'll get your ass whooped by the end. So
so I got to do these needless, meaningless tasks, and it kind of puts me to sleep.
Yeah. It is. It's boring. It's I know, because he messaged me. He's like, "Oh, I should get rid of my PS4, right?" And I was like, "I would."
Yeah, AJ's a cool dude. He says he talks to you a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's all good. You know what I mean? He likes the story-based games and stuff a lot. You know what I mean? That's why there's multiple things. The problem is story-based games aren't really necessarily what people are buying.
Right. No, they're not.
Which is interesting because Amy Hennig, as you guys know, she was the writer for the Uncharted games, and was doing a Star Wars game for EA. And she was in this interview, and she says, and at the $60 price point, can't change that, right? There's a lot of negative press around monetization, loot boxes, games as a service, etc. But these things are trending now in the industry, especially for larger publishers. As an answer to the problem of raising development costs, budgets keep going up. The bar keeps getting raised, and it starts making less and less sense to make these games. There is also this trend now that as much as people protest and say, why are you canceling linear story-based games? This is the kind of game we want. People aren't necessarily buying them. They're watching somebody else play them online.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
That was her quote on that. So, I mean, that's pretty damning evidence right there that, things aren't always as they seem. Just because, like, I'm just saying, when a game sells 3-4 million and you got 75 million potential customers out there, that's not a lot to me.
Right. No, it's not. And I actually want to respond to Crap saying so many great things right now. And I'm trying to chat with everybody. What people don't realize is my keyboard is completely messed up with my Mac. So I'm using this smaller computer on the side to chat with you. So if I don't chat right away with you, please don't take any offense. But I haven't been able to. I'm trying to. It's very, very difficult for me to chat with the chat. So, so just put up with me today if my responses come a little bit later in the chat form. But yeah, I do feel like that's the case, Crap, what you're talking about. And there's a lot more pressure on Microsoft to get their IPs out, when I think the pressure should really be on both. And with Sony changing and flipping the script on God of War, I almost think that, to be honest with you, they're really they should be put under the microscope, because God of War, this could be something that's revolutionary and great for the series, or this could really hurt the series, depending on how the diehard fans take it, and I'm going to be interested to see how the whole thing plays out.
Oh, yeah. Again, I've said all along that I was kind of wary about how that game looked, maybe a little bit too much change. But we'll see how it goes. I don't want to play The Last of Us with the God of War skin over it.
Right.
I want to play God of War, and that's why I was legitimately, not trolling, but legitimately disappointed that he can't jump. Because much of those games, I get the whole camera angle. The camera angle sucked, right? When it scrolls out and you look like a flea, that was stupid. Not being able to change the camera angle. You want to change it up, fine, but to take away some of the core gameplay, which was God of War has always been about not only hacking slash, but the jumping and the puzzles and the platforming, right?
Right.
And now they take away those three things, and I don't know, it just kind of makes it seem completely different, like not even God of War.
Yeah, it does, right? And I mean, that's the thing. That was my big question. My big question when all of this changed wasn't like, oh no, this is bad, it's the end of the world. But I just know the way the gaming communities are and how they kind of exist. And the one thing I picked up on was if Gears of War ever changed drastically to go from the way they are now to the way God of War used to be, like that style, like with the camera angles going back out, and it was this, and they were like, well, we just wanted to switch it up and see how it goes. Wouldn't that be an absolute catastrophe in the community? Like everybody would just lose their minds. So the fact that God of War is changing from what it is to basically what you said, it's kind of like The Last of Us with a God of War story. I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can say that I think is I'm excited about it because I didn't care for the original. The original God of Wars I thought were good. I'm not going to discredit them. They just weren't my style of game. I'm actually excited to see the changes they're making. But now you've got Days Gone, The Last of Us, God of War, Uncharted, Lost Legacy. You've got all of these things coming out, and they're all like the same kind of game. And, you know, even though they're photorealistic and they make you feel like you're in there and there's, you know, it's not cartoony, at the same time, I'm thinking maybe they do need to lighten up. Sony's the opposite of Microsoft. They need to lighten up a little. Yeah. And Microsoft needs to, you know, seriously get down to business a little bit. Stop with the cartoony stuff all the time. That's my take. That's great crap, but I'm not coming around. That's right. You know, I'm really not. So it's hard to get Mooch to come around to these. So I think both sides need to work on this. But yeah, crap. Sure as shit. At the end of the day, Microsoft is always going to be either penalized or looked at much closer in that regard. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, I mean that's a bit of a shame. Everybody's so quick to point out how great Sony's single player games are, but nobody wants to point out how great Microsoft's multiplayer games are. So
right.
You can see a little bit of the bias and favoritism in that as well. I would love to see people get on Sony for releasing, they make people pay for their online, and they don't release any single player games that actually do use online except for Gran Turismo Sport,
right,
which is a DRM based game. So that's not something that's actually going to appeal to everybody, at the end of the day. But hey, we do got a lot of voicemails. Maybe we should take one in. Who do we got, Jay?
Sure, we've got Diggity on deck.
Awesome.
Diggity.
From Diggity.
What's up, Moose, Crap, and Jay? This is Derek Rickety here. Hey, man, I got a question. How effective are time exclusives? Okay, let's talk about this. I'm not talking about a time exclusive like, it's on the Xbox this month and next month is coming to the PS4. I mean like a year exclusive. Because we see how Tomb Raider worked out. It sold pretty decent on the Xbox, sold like crap on the PS4. Dead Rising 4, I mean, this game actually did release on the PS4. I mean, well, it sold like crap on the Xbox also, but I haven't heard not one pony say anything about Dead Rising 4. With that being said, I think if PUBG eventually makes its way to the PS4 within a year, say about a year's time, I think it's not going to matter much. I really think it's not going to matter, with the exception of these fanboy list wars and, Xbox has one less exclusive. Besides that, it's really not going to matter, man. I think a year from now, the game's probably still going to be going, but it's probably not going to be as popular, and I think it's not going to matter, like I said, man. So anyway, y'all, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that timed exclusives really matter that much? Or they don't matter. So peace out, y'all.
That's an interesting question, Crap. And I mean, the chat's really kind of getting into it. A lot of people shout out to Luca, shout out to Fox. A lot of people are just talking about it right now in the chat that they think that timed exclusives aren't that big of a deal. It depends on the title. It really does.
PUBG begs to differ.
PUBG, yes. You can see that Rise of the Tomb Raider, it had an effect. I think Dead Rising 4 doesn't hold enough clout because, to be honest with you, Dead Rising 4 didn't do really all that well on either. I think it did better on Xbox. So, but not tremendously. So it depends on the title. But PUBG timed exclusive is massive. I think if Microsoft locks down Shadow of the Tomb Raider, big time. That's big time. That's bigly. So that's something that I think they're looking into doing. That's something, if they don't do, Crap, I would consider a lost opportunity, right? With the past and the track they have with that company.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it makes sense for them to actually do that for multiple reasons. One, we might not have Halo coming out next holiday, so you might want something to at least take
Right.
that place for a year. And I think a year timed exclusive would do that. Not only that, but we see that I don't think that Dead Rising 4 sold incredibly well on Xbox either, but I don't even think it made a dent on PlayStation.
No, it
You
didn't
know,
even appear. Well,
yeah.
you know what's funny? Somebody in the chat, shout out to Omega Noctix. He says, he goes, I didn't even know it was on PS4.
Yeah.
You know, he says, please don't say bigly. I just, you got to do something that's comical.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Very funny. So, anyways,
That definitely needs a
sound
soundbite. I have to get a soundbite for that.
We do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
We really
do. There needs to be a soundbite for that. Oh, there's multiple things that we probably really need soundbites for. So
Well, Foxfire said something interesting. Craps, you know, soccer cars started
on PS4,
on PS4, and then became very big on Xbox One.
Yeah, I remember we kind of hated on that game. Well, I don't know if hated on it. We just
wasn't
the
hated.
media really sucked up.
The
to it, you
problem
know what
I
I mean?
really had with soccer cars. Listen, the game is great. The thing about it is this, though. My whole thing was the joke was it's not that good. Meaning. And the media was making out to be like the next God of War, the next Gears of War, the next Halo, the next Uncharted. They're like, my God, if you're not playing this, you're really missing out. And I'm like, well, they did the same thing with Resogun, right? Like, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, well, guys, let's just take it easy here. We do have a game called FIFA, you know, that's massive. And this is just using a bumper instead of a foot. Still, is it a lot of fun? Absolutely. I think it's a lot of fun. But at the same time, I didn't like how the media was portraying it as that you need a PS4 because if you're not playing Rocket League, you're missing out on gaming.
If you're not playing Rocket League on PS4, you're nothing.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah,
So it was like, you know, that was where I kind of came into my whole, you know, this is not a big deal. And I like that. I still really like that a lot of people, shout out to Mel, Snaps It's Mel from her channel. Whenever she streams Rocket League, she still calls it soccer cars in her title. So
yeah,
I've always said, since they had Rocket League so long on PS4, it's great that we can call it soccer cars on Xbox. I think it's
absolutely.
Yes.
I agree 100%. And you know, it's the game. It did end up being pretty good. Hey, we got a lot of people out here. I just want to point out that this morning, because I got to work early sometimes on Sundays so that I can get back in time to do the show. And so I got up this morning and my Xbox was still on because I left it on all night or whatever. And I go in there, and Fox is sitting there playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. This must have been like 4:30 a.m. or something. I was like, holy crap, man. When the hell does she sleep? You know what I mean? Like 4:30 a.m.
That's true. What?
Yeah.
Lady Foxfire, you might be Lady Bat.
I know, right? Like maybe she's
upside down. That's unbelievable.
Hey, there's Stop Six Doc with his 20 bucks.
Always
Thanks,
helping
man.
the mooch out. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Mooch gets all the money.
Stop Six. Yeah. I'm swimming in only Stop Six Doc funds, actually.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
We get so much
after
money.
Christmas, it's completely come to a halt.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
So,
Well,
but I
people get
appreciate it.
really in a good way. They want to donate and help out and things like that.
No, it's
so.
nice. It's nice and it's motivating to see it. And I can't thank everybody enough. Good. If everybody could tweet it out. I can't do a lot of it. Like I said, I have to get. Apparently, I need a new keyboard for my computer. So I am typing very small messages on this old laptop I have up, but I can't link it to anything on Twitter. So if anyone in the chat could please get the word out that we are live. I usually do this myself, but I'm unable to do it today. Little hand, but you know, nonetheless, crap. There's a couple things we could talk about. You know, PUBG's newest update is huge, and it makes the game. I've only noticed rubber banding happen. It happened all the time. Now it happens maybe once every 3-4 rounds.
Yeah.
So I think they're working on that to get that perfected. The game is much smoother. I'm noticing a little bit more details in the world. The buildings have more detail now. The rocks on the side that you're climbing have more detail. Things are starting to come around, and in such little time. I don't know. Are you noticing this?
Yeah. Well, they did that. They did some kind of patch the other day, right? And it was good, right? Like, because it was crashing a lot. And,
yes.
You know, you had to get. It was like inopportune times too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and then it fixed it, and then the next day after that, it went back to being shitty. So I was like, what the hell? So now there was another 4.5 gig update, and I don't know. There's some kind of weird bugs with that game, right? Like I was playing it with Grave, I think yesterday, and it was down to I think the last 5, and me and him were in the last 5. He got killed, and he goes, "Okay, 2 of them are hiding in this room. Go chuck a grenade in there." I was on the ground, so I get up, and my guy would only strafe. I couldn't control him, like, and then I just, of course, there was like the scene from Platoon where everybody just lit my ass up.
Right.
You know, because you couldn't move. So I thought that was the weirdest damn glitch I've ever seen in a game. And you know, so
you had a great joke, Crap, that I want to give you credit for. I thought it was hysterical when you said it. You said it on Crossfire, and we do have a call. But real quick, you said I not this past PUBG patch, but the last one. You said they patched it, and you said, but I think the patch wore off.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, it did feel that way, right? 24 to 48 hours after, it didn't stick around and do what it was supposed to do. I think this one did.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope it does good, you know. So I'm excited to you know, they switched the gun thing, which was pretty cool. Like now it doesn't cycle through your pistol when they do when you push the Y button.
Yes.
Like you have to press over.
That's
so I
smart
like that.
because when we were in our last battle, when you're in that last 2-minute, 3-minute fight, when there's only maybe less than 10 or less than 15 people, Crap, that's true. Because while you're cycling through something that's a snipe gun, or you're using something that's a semi-automatic, when you're flipping through them, the pistol got in the way.
Yeah.
And now you don't have to worry about that. Now you can just cycle really quickly by pressing Y.
M&C Mornings, what up?
Hey now.
How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, Mooch, Crap, Jay? What's going on, man? As always, I love your show, man. Love listening to you guys. But I got a quick question for you guys, and I know it's a little off topic. With Microsoft doing everything that they have done with the Fan Fest, the killing the TV, killing the Kinect, even building a machine for us, why are people saying that, okay, granted, it doesn't look bright for the games, but isn't it true? Why don't you think that they're going to come with an E3 and they're going to pretty much bring it? I mean, it's going to be crazy that people think, well, they built a machine. You honestly think Microsoft's going to come on stage with no games? That just seems kind of weird to me. I mean, after the track record of giving everything the fans wanted, I just find it hard to believe that E3 is going to be literally just barren. I think they're going to really pack a punch. But I would like to hear you guys, your intake on that. But hey, love the show as always, my man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Peace out.
Yeah, there's going to be a ton of games, and that was a really good call. I don't think that there's anybody that thinks that there's not going to be any game, that there's not going to be any games. You know, like people see what's going on in terms of these leaks, the rumors, all this kind of stuff, and now it looks like like Alan Walsh. I even did a video on his little bit of work there where he found the mocap guy for Forza Horizon 4. That confirmed Forza Horizon 4. We knew it was coming, but it's one of those things like it's still good to hear, you know. And also the whole Playground Games thing, they might be working on something as well. So, you know, the Fable franchise, if people see, you know, we won't see Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, or State of Decay 2. Those games are, so that means there is an incredibly large list of emptiness, right? And they can't end the day on a multi-plat again. Nobody liked that. Like Anthem looked good, but don't you admit that it would have been better to see a Halo or first party game there? For me, it would have.
Yeah, it would. And don't get me wrong, Anthem did have the steal the show moment, Crap, but you're right. It's not a Microsoft IP. And that's what people want to kind of take away from it. At the end, you sit there and they're like, well, that was great that we saw it on Microsoft's stage. But at the same time, the way I look at it is they then turn credit to EA, right? They're like, well, this is great for EA. We want to hear this is great for Microsoft and leading that way, like what you're talking about with Sea of Thieves, how this may be the next pedestal for them and saying this is what people are joining Microsoft's ecosystem for, this type of game, this caliber game. And I hope it does well. We're going to find out very, very shortly.
Yeah, I hope so too. M&C Mornings, what's up? How you doing?
Now. Come on down.
Thanks, Jay. Hi, Mooch and Crap and Jay. It's your great Canadian web slinger, Mighty Spidey. Just wanted to talk about a couple of things. Since you guys brought up Recore, I'd like to just bring up a point about Recore that is lost on everybody, is that Recore did something that no other game has ever done, and nobody's talked about that, is when, just before Recore came out, it's the first game that came out that the physical and digital price were at the same price. So that game sold incredible amount of digital copies versus physical copies. I was looking for an article that I read back a while ago that talked about how many physical copy pre-orders were canceled in August, and I believe that's because of the price of the digital copies being the same price. So that's something that was revolutionary that nobody talks about. And I think that game probably sold over 1 million copies. We'll probably find out a little bit later on. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was Digital Foundry and that readout situation or readout. I think that they should continue with the lawsuit. because they also have a little bit of proof when Digital Foundry said, our bad, we'll fix it on Monday. But you guys didn't do anything. You literally didn't do anything. And that's a little bit annoying. And when's the last time that Digital Foundry screwed up on a Sony game and said, our bad, and we'll fix it? Like, not really, you know? And they talk about clickbait articles, you know, like, well, they do it for clickbait. Why is it clickbait just for Microsoft? You know, where's the clickbait for Sony? Because there's an interesting article back when Uncharted 4 was got that low score from IGN, and that girl got fired. Well, that article had ridiculous amounts of views, and like, why wouldn't they keep doing like an article saying, hey, this Sony game sucks? I bet you they would have every pony on there clickbaiting and you know, arguing the point. Anyways, thanks guys. Let me know your opinion. I really appreciate you guys taking the call. Keep it up.
Great.
No problem, man. Yeah, really, really good call. You want to kind of dive in on that?
Yeah, I mean,
he covered a lot of.
He did cover a lot of ground. He started with digital, you know, versus not digital versus, but the digital sales mimicking with certain games the physical sales. When it comes to something like that, I think that we need to see. The thing is, Microsoft and Sony have to be very careful when they release things like that on digital and being undercut their brick and mortar, because they have big deals with Walmart, Target, etc., Best Buy. You know, to undercut them at release would truly offend the brick and mortar stores. So that's very, very, I don't know what the word is here, but that's risque for them. So I don't think you're going to see that happen too often, crap. You will see a drastic drop in digital sale prices maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks after the release, but they want to let their business partners in Walmart, etc., get their money too the first 4 weeks with a physical copy. As far as the Digital Foundry thing, that's very puzzling. And anybody that's been doing anything should be questioning what's going on. They said they would have another review up. Now, crap, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, they don't have another review up of Red Out, right? They haven't put another video out to correct the oops. So I'm not sure really if, you know, are they going to fix this problem? Is this something they're going to attack?
Who knows? I doubt. You know what? They've said that a lot. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna go back and revisit this." They've done that more than a half dozen times, and then they don't.
Right.
So I wouldn't really suspect them to do that. They said the same thing. They recently did the PS4 Pro versus Xbox One X video, right? And that was funny because the Xbox One X version is 1800p native.
Right.
The PS4 Pro version, according to the quote unquote patch notes, was supposed to be 1260p. Who's the bitch console now getting half-ass resolution? I just want to point that out and flip a bird to all the motherfuckers out there that used to make fun of 792p and stuff. Now look at you all suckers scrounging for 1260p, bitches. But anyway, yeah, so it turns out it wasn't even that. It was only 1080p on the PS4 Pro.
Right.
So,
and that's huge. And that's the thing. And I think that's the third part of what the caller's talking about, crap, with the whole nonsense that was going on. Where's the clickbait for the other side? Why is it, if people want to say, oh, no, Mooch, listen, Digital Foundry's just doing its job, okay? They were just reporting. Don't be upset now. Okay, that's fine. But now the coin's flipped. So where's all the clickbait that's like, Sony's PS4 just doesn't do a little bit more? Yeah. And you're like, oh, no, what happened? Like, where's all that stuff? Like 1080p right now to anything. What did you say now? Xbox is Evil Within 2 is doing 1800p?
1800p native, yeah.
That's massive difference, folks.
Well, they even say it's like a clear image quality thing, right? And there's also unlocked frame rate on the Xbox One X version. So yeah, there's a huge, massive difference there. We knew it would be. Yeah. You know, like people might like try to point out, but that's not 4K, but it's a damn sure a lot closer to 4K than 1080p.
Absolutely.
You know, the Pro isn't even doing a little bit at 1080p, you know?
It's not. Yeah. It's not. And they're not giving you the textures. You're not getting the lighting. You're not getting the effects. And these are big deals. And if you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. But there's a lot of people that have been doing that. Shout out to Dealer, Colt Eastwood. These guys have been doing great videos on showing you that hardware difference. Crap's done a number of videos to pinpoint the differences as well. I mean, listen, this is the media bias, folks. It's out there. Is it always a slap in the face? No, it doesn't always come that way. But in other essences, it comes in these like subliminal hits where Sony gets let off the chain. Like even when we had GTA 5, where both were the same, Digital Foundry had to do a bit where they showed us a hill of grass and there was less grass on the Xbox console. That's how far they'll go. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, folks. It's not always a clear bias on the headline. It's the fact that where's, like the caller said, and that's just a caller that's very interested, and he has a right to say that. Where's all the other clickbait on the other side now? Where's all the fun stuff for the other people to read, right? The other side of the coin. And it's not there, crap. It's not there because they honestly, they favor Sony. They're not going to, they may come out and do something where they say, the 1080p version is, less than the Xbox One on the video, but they should have a separate video that's like, what's wrong with Sony? Where's Sony with their extra Ps?
Did we have a caller?
We do have a call. Yes.
Okay. I was just wondering if I heard that. Is that my craziness or is that
we've gotten so many calls. I think the audience is totally engaged today, which is awesome.
M&C Mornings, what's up?
Hey, mucho crap. This Luis Eloy from Hobbs, New Mexico. And some people were upset by Halo 3 anniversary, but that's probably a good thing because, all the development that was going to go through the anniversary for Halo 3 could go to Halo 6 or the next Halo title, all the time and development. And if it comes out next year, that's just more time and development on there. All right, cool. So what you think about that?
To be honest with you, if Halo 6 were to come out next spring, I'm okay with it. Next holiday, I wouldn't really want that to happen, like 2019 holiday, because I want Gears to still come out the year after Halo, right? I don't want Gears in 2020. I feel like I'm more of a Gears fan at this point, so I'm thinking of more than just I really want to play the next Halo and see where that goes on my Xbox One X.
Right.
I also want to play the Gears game the following year. I don't want that. And they're not going to release Gears and Halo in the same year.
I know you guys are all chomping at the bit for tomorrow to get Forza Horizon 3, Xbox One X, and
actually they just dropped the update just now.
Oh, did they do it now? They did it early? That's great. I got to be honest with you guys. I am just as giddy, but on a different game. I want Halo Master Chief Collection enhanced so bad, crap, because we're going to run through that, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean,
absolutely. The game already looks good.
It does.
I can't wait to see what it looks like in 4K, because if you've played Halo 3, the original one, that plays in 4K right now and looks great. But I think that the Halo 3 on the Master Chief Collection would play even better. And I'm really looking forward to that, man.
K Mega, shout out to K Mega in the chat. K Mega, listen, we got to get you in. Then we need 4 people to run through.
Somebody's got to play as Locke.
That's right?
You drew the small straw, bro.
That's my buddy. That's my buddy K Mega. Kay, always welcome to join, brother. We haven't gamed in a bit too. I wouldn't mind that. We got to get him involved.
We used to play some Gears with them back last year. Yeah, that was always a pretty good damn time.
We really should. That's something we should talk about. Just as a quick sidebar. I mean, shout out. I want to do a quick. We miss you. Part 2, the console corner. Miss the console corner.
Console corner. I'm pouring one out for my console corner homies.
Coffee on the ground there for you guys.
You know what? They were such a
they did a great job.
Yeah, they did. That was always very game focused and and pretty fun. I have nothing but respect for those guys and gals. They did a really good job.
And the gaming community thing that they did, the game night, that was so much fun. And that was part of the times when we got to see and chill with so many people. And Kay was joining and we were doing some Gears. I mean, it was a lot of fun because I think what happened, and even if you didn't partake in that particular part, it morphed into, like, remember we would all meet at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, play for 2 hours, and then at midnight people would be like, oh, what do you guys want to do now? And then a group of people would jump into Gears, a group of people would jump into Halo, or a group of people would jump into Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like, it really sparked a lot of mass gaming throughout the community, and I think that's a great thing. I'd like to see maybe somebody take the ball and run with it, take the baton and run with it, because that was something that was great for the community, and it was a ton of fun. So I'm looking forward. If anybody wants to do that, that's doing that. I know GRG does it. I believe K Mega does that to a certain extent too. He has a game night. I'd like to join that and hang out because those guys, man, they have a blast.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. Man, we're popular today, man. If you guys want to get a hold of us, MC Space Mornings on Skype, and we'll take your calls. Remember, Mooch and Crap and J-Dubs don't take any responsibility for anything anybody says live on the air. And our opinions may differ.
That's
just
correct.
Saying.
That is 100% correct.
M&C Mornings, what's up?
Hey now.
How's it going?
Hey now.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Yahweh Lee from Xbox Live. Hey, do you realize the 3DS came out in March 2011? That makes it 7 years old. And people want a new and powerful one. Now, the Switch is not a console. I don't care what you say. It's a goddamn tablet with controllers stuck to the side of it that can be hooked up to a TV. Matter of fact, I think the Microsoft Surface does that. But anyway, my question is, since it's considered a handheld, like a modern day 3DS, do you think they will release a XL version with, like a 10-inch screen later on down in the lifetime? Okay, thank you very much, and have a good day.
Outstanding. Go ahead, Crap. Go
They're not
ahead.
going to release an XL version because it's a hybrid. They saw where things were trending, and supposedly there's going to be a new DS this year at E3 that they're working on. Why would you like the DS or the 3DS sold more units last year than it did the previous year, so it's actually growing, and it doesn't really have any competition. I mean, yeah, phones, but Sony's not supporting the Vita, so there's nothing else out there, and they do a good job with getting a lot of support on the 3DS. In fact, I bought the 2DS XL, which is like the bigger one, just with no 3D, for various family members in my family this past Christmas. I have one, like everybody has one. I look at the Switch as a console, but it's also has a hybrid ability to take it with you. So mine's never on dock.
It's a great question, though, Crap. It's a great question because, listen, a lot of things are doing that, right? All these phones are rumored next year.
Yeah.
Like the iPhone X is rumored to have an iPhone X. I don't know what they're going to call it, but it's going to be a larger screen, same concepts, top to bottom screen, but larger. And I like his thought because he's right. When you detach the controllers off the side of the Switch and lay it in kickstand mode, that screen is awfully small, folks. It's deceiving when you're holding it in your hand. It gives a bigger, it looks bigger. Once you take those controllers off and you're using it and the screen is just in kickstand mode, it's really small. So, but I do agree with Crap in the fact that, in all honesty, they're not going to do that because the whole point was on the go.
Yeah,
it's already kind of bulky. It's already bulky. Yeah, if you make it bigger, it doesn't fit. And Crap's right. Myself personally, I've said I may try it with Dark Souls. Crap's calling my bluff. He's saying you're not going to do that. And he may be right. I don't know. It's hard to judge. No chance. But my Nintendo Switch is 99.9% of the time docked. It's always docked and I'm using the television. So I don't think so. But listen, that's still a heck of a question, Crap, because this is the era where people are making screens bigger for on the go. So I wouldn't exactly say it's out of the question, but you're not going to see it anytime soon.
Yeah,
anytime soon.
In fact, they could probably, I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Nobody knows what Nintendo's going to do.
Yeah,
right?
they could come out with a more powerful version of that for all we know, that's
I see
so
that
Nintendo.
happening. That's so Nintendo. I can see that happening before a larger screen, Crap.
Absolutely. Hey, and everybody hit that like button. We do have a top 10 today, so we want to get over 200 likes before we get into that.
Hey now.
But we do have also voicemails. So J-Dubs, who we got on deck?
We have a new caller. He goes by Drunken Chewy.
Drunken Chewy.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, good creativity.
Hey, Mooch Crap, J-Dubs. This is Drunken Chewy from Xbox Live. I just wanted to ask you guys if you guys are interested in buying Monster Hunter Worlds or Dragon Ball Fighters. And also, sorry Crap, but Sea of Thieves, see you in Game Pass.
Oh, wow. A little jab.
You're gonna get CFDs and Game Pass anytime soon.
I like how he threw that little jab in there at the end.
Yeah. That's gonna be their next big game. That's gonna make them money hand over fist. It's gonna do unbelievably well.
I think it has tremendous potential.
Hey, that thing will run on a fucking watch. So I mean, they're like, hey, people want to play it at 15 frames per second. That's fine. So I mean,
they've got everything from 15 to. I mean,
Game Pass is EA Access. Game Pass is like their Netflix type subscription. So in fact, I don't even think Microsoft would care. Who knows? Maybe it could eventually get into Game Pass because people likely are going to spend money on loot crates and shit once they play the game.
That's right.
So
no,
that's the whole point.
I really do think that it's got tremendous potential, and I'm excited about it. I bought the controller. I'm going all in.
Yeah, I got the controller too, man.
You gotta sometimes you gotta put your money where your mouth is. And to be honest with you, I really do want to support Rare. Craig Duncan is a hell of a guy. absolutely stand-up person in the gaming world. If you don't follow him, I believe he's at Gamer Boss, I want to say, on Twitter.
Yeah.
But he's the head of Rare Crap. Correct me. I don't want to give his title wrong.
He's the studio head. Yeah.
Studio head. I mean, he's just a gentleman and a truly respected individual in the business. And, there's certain people that are the heads of certain, whether it be Sony or Microsoft side that sometimes I don't think are in that position. I think Craig's one of them. Guy is, I don't think he's going to put out anything that's short of an A+. So
yeah. Hold on, what was this? Tip Top Dalton one says the Switch is a handheld. If Nintendo actually released a real console like Microsoft and Sony does, it would be badass. No, even Nintendo. Actually, one of the people from Nintendo said if they did what Microsoft and Sony did, it would be the doom and end of Nintendo. And he's not wrong. There's not really a place for 3 consoles that are close to each other in power. At this particular point, nobody's going to pick up a Nintendo console to play the latest Call of Duty or something like that. Like just my opinion, like Nintendo has found their niche, and it's, like the Wii. This is the Wii all over again. Like everybody and their mom's playing it. I play it as a docked console.
Yes, me too.
And that's just how I play it. Like that's like saying the Wii U was a handheld. Like people wanted to be able to take that tablet places, and that's how the Switch came about.
My biggest problem with the Switch crap is they're getting third-party support, but the problem is it's almost like watching Back to the Future. Okay, like they're getting Doom. I beat that. They're getting Dark Souls, which is good for me, but a lot of people have already beat that. Or the fact that Dark Souls is getting remastered, and that it's getting remastered on the X and the PS4. Why would you buy it? Some people are saying, why would you buy it on the Switch then when you know it's not going to be able to compare with the X1 or the PS4? So Nintendo's, in order to make the Switch viable and make it so that people go, I like Switch because I can play, they need to have games that come out now. And maybe we'll see that this year. Third-party games need to release day on date with the Switch as well. Would you agree with that? That's what's kind of, I think, keeping the Switch kind of a little bit back as far as the Xbox and PlayStation fans running out to go grab one. You need to have third-party release day and date.
Yeah,
I mean, Far Cry 5, doesn't it need that needs to? I don't think it can handle Far Cry 5, to be honest with you, because it's a huge open world. Bad example, but or Red Dead, but it needs to release. You can't tell me that I can't wait to play Switch on Far Cry 5. Play Far Cry 5 on Switch in the middle of 2019. Like that's too late. I've already beaten it twice.
Well, yeah, I mean, like for me, I'm not gonna play any of that stuff on the Switch anyway because I have an Xbox One X. So I think if you have a PS4 or an Xbox One, why would you play those third-party games on the Switch?
Right.
Just my opinion. Like that's just how I think about it.
No, I agree with you, and I think you make a valid point. But we do have to take into consideration, crap, that there is something. Maybe it's not for me and you, but there is something for gaming on the go. It does exist. I don't think it exists in rooftop parties. Okay, unless you happen to live in a central part of San Fran or something like that, because that's huge out there. But there is gaming on the go, and I could see playing a game like Dark Souls, a game that I haven't played yet, on the go. Does it mean it'll happen? And I'm not on the go that much.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm really not on the go that much. And I think a lot of people aren't. You're not going to take that thing with you just to play 20 minutes on a bus ride.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that thing with me anyway.
Crap is
only the rooftop parties, so I can fit in with the hipsters and stuff.
That's right. When you have we got another call, which is great. I can't wait, Crap. When you throw your first rooftop party, that's going to be fantastic.
Oh, exactly. I'm going to have people sitting around on the table up top there playing Switch.
Yeah, I'll bring mine. I may even buy an extra one.
You should, man. We'll play Splatoon 2. It'll be a good time. So
you imagine a picture of that?
Jesus. M&C Mornings, what's up? How you doing? Yellow.
You're on the mic.
Mooch and Crap. Hey, what's going on, Holmes? This is your boy, Juan. How can I help you? Hey, this question is for Mooch. Do you think the new Gears of War is going to be co-op campaign or just 2-player, 1-player? Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
Thanks, Greg. So I don't, it actually is a good question. I think the next one will go back to the 4-player. I think our boy Rod got enough. You should have done that on Gears 4. What do you think? I know you were a huge fan of 4-player
characters, right? And so it's like nobody just like whenever I was playing Gears, there was always more people that were like, "Hey, you want to go through the campaign?" And it's like, I've already been through the campaign a couple of times because they only did it like 2 players. there was 4 characters pretty much throughout the entire game, and yet you could only play with 2. So, hopefully they fix that up, because I much preferred the 4-player co-op. So, yeah, Grave, hopefully they get that fixed up. Just like with the co-op, the couch co-op that was apparently a big deal on Halo.
Right.
They're going to bring that back. Hopefully they bring back the 4-player co-op, because I know what they said, and I don't know if it was just PR or what, but I remember Rod Ferguson saying they wanted to go back to that kind of scary way that Gears 1 was, but I don't know if it was technical limitations on the Xbox at the time, like why they did that. So because they really wanted to get that 1080p and the steady 30, and it was DirectX 12. You know what I'm saying? Like if they had to lower the frame rate, or if they had to lower the resolution, that game probably wouldn't have been as received as well, and would have got a lot of shit, because remember, there was still a lot of shit about resolution at that time. So the fact that they had a showpiece at 1080p and 1080 60 in the multiplayer, I think that made a lot of difference. And that whole P business really tied their hands for a long time.
It really did. No, it really did. I just, and just getting back to the Gears thing, crap, I really hope that Gears 5 does do something different, right? Almost kind of like, I just feel like, back to the Costanza and Seinfeld meeting about the show about nothing. I think Rod sat there with Phil, and Phil's like, so what are you bringing new in Gears of War 4? And he was like, nothing. He's like, well, what's going to happen differently that happened in Gears of War 3 or 2? Nothing happens. Something has to happen. Like, we're going into a new generation. So I like to see Gears kind of evolve a little bit.
Characters, I think that was kind of risky on their part to do that.
And that's the thing, good point. People kind of attack 343 for the way that they went through with the new characters they brought in Halo 5. And I don't know if did the Gears 4 characters really stick with you? Maybe the love interest with what was it, JD or whatever? Kat and JD. I think that stuck. But, the rest of it was like, So I think that I meant more of a game mechanic or something in game that changes. Like we were joking about it the other day, right? When we were playing PUBG, I think we were talking about, and Grave was bringing it up, was that we were talking about, like, how about some new weapons? Like we've been using the same weapons since 2007 or 2006. Can we, let's expand this. Let's make this a little bit more, make alternating gear that does something. You can do this in this world, right? That's that world. It totally exists. Like, oh crap. Oh, you got the, what do you call it? Chest plate. It does what again? Like that would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind them maybe expanding on the on the amount of players in the multiplayer a little bit too, or different modes.
Hey, did you hear? I think, not to do a complete side step, I think Destiny's bringing 6v6 back in the multiplayer. They're making.
Oh, gee, the 10 players can still play that game. Yes. They're really going to be pumped by that
They're
news.
Excited.
Woo!
But yeah, I don't know. We didn't get a chance to talk about that much on. We talked about it very briefly on Crossfire, but Destiny 2 is really making strides, believe it or not, to be like Destiny 1. So yeah, I guess they're going back to the drawing board. I don't know. It may be a little too late. We'll find out. Don't forget,
even play that game anymore besides Xbox.
It's funny. Ever since you said that, I've been keeping track, and crap, every night I see at least 3-4 people on my friends list still playing it that are the hardcore. So I would assume there's still people playing it. I think they're anticipating these changes to be big. And I think that one of the new, remember, crap, Destiny 1 was also not taken very well after launch. Okay.
Yeah.
And the problem here, crap, was that they waited till the Taken King DLC. And when that came out, that was when everybody went to it. So even though like Destiny 2 is having a bumpy ride right now, all it would take is one major change in the DLC to do what Taken King did for Destiny 1. So it's really not out of the woods yet. I mean, we could sit here and bash it because they're not doing well right now, but they could always come back because Destiny 1 made a resurgence when the Taken King came out.
Yeah, I mean, like anything's possible, but I just think that, and they already apparently it's confirmed that that they're making Destiny 3. I mean,
I told you that was going to happen.
I get it, but I'm just surprised that they're wasting their time with that. Like I don't know.
They got their money for it, crap.
Maybe, yeah, but again, it's the whole PlayStation 4 announced numbers of your console sold versus people actually playing. Right? Like the console sold, like you sold 50, if you sell 15 million copies of Destiny 2, but only 100,000 are playing, that's a problem. If Sony's got 75 million consoles sold, but only, 4 million are actively playing, then that's a problem.
It just goes, and you're right. And it just goes to show that something that I have a firm rule that I bent the rule for Destiny 2 because I figured, geez, how could you mess it up? You've got the formula for Destiny 1. You're just going to make more content.
Yeah.
I usually never, and I mean never, even though I love Sea of Thieves, I'm not buying the DLC day one, you know? I will buy it maybe day 35 when I see how great it is. But my point being is that a lot of people, especially all the diehards, and there was a lot of diehard Destiny fans, they all bought the DLC. So they didn't buy the $60 version of Destiny 2. Almost 80% of diehards bought the $100 version. So Destiny already got the money up front.
That, my friend, is a you problem.
It is, Mooch. It is a me problem. It's a lot of people's problems that were a fan of this game. So that kind of sucks, but that's a rule to everybody. Don't buy the DLC till you see what the DLC is.
Yeah.
We've known that. So shame on me. Shame on everyone that did that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I was impressed with the beta for that. I was like, oh, it looks like the story's going to be good. That guy kicks you off the thing.
Right.
Whoa. And then I started playing it, and then, I got hit with a hurricane, and that kind of hurt things. But
that really did put a damper.
It did, like, because I was kind of, once you get, it was like, took me a while to get back into things, but I just never got back into that game, and it looks good.
Right.
Like, you boot it up in 4K and HDR, and damn, that game looked good, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like watching grass grow. Like, I don't know, man.
No, I'm
like,
100%.
It's got that Division syndrome for me.
Yeah, it's got Division syndrome.
I can't wait for Division 2, man. That's going to be great.
Well,
first week.
Yeah, the first week and a half will be good.
I always say that. I'm like, yeah, man. Look, man, you're getting tons of money again, man.
Oh, no. Those are just a couple of people that just love the mooch. They love the mooch.
Yeah, they're mooch maniacs, man.
God
Come on by my channel sometime, folks.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So anyway, get us over 200 likes. We got a top 10. We've got some cool stuff to talk about as well. But J-Dubs, who do we have on deck that we can get into right now?
So we've got Flemish Boy, who calls in every week, and I just wanted to make a point to say, if Flemish Boy's listening, that I am designing a new avatar for him, and he's been eagerly awaiting my feedback. So Flemish Boy, if you're listening, you'll have something to see very, very soon.
And where, Jay, why don't you tell us where they can, if they want an avatar for Xbox Live, because right now you can have custom avatars like mine that's talking right now. That's my avatar on Xbox Live. Where can they go to get one of these from you?
So I've got a site that I built, and it's called xboxgamerpicks.com. And don't be misled by the name. The gamer picks can be used everywhere. They can be used on social media. They can be used on PSN. I'm not sure if Nintendo allows you to put custom avatars, but whatever I create you can put anywhere that you have an avatar, basically. And if you go to xboxgamerpicks.com, fill out the form, I will receive that, and depending on how busy I am, I'll give you a kind of a starting date of when I can begin, because I'm one person, I can't do 20 avatars at once. But if I'm not too busy, I will say, I'll be in touch with you soon, and we'll have a quick consultation, and then you'll have a new avatar. So
nice.
Go to xboxgamerpicks.com. Yeah.
xboxgamerpicks.com. That's where I go to get all my gamer picks. And
same here. Yes, absolutely.
All right, so let's hear some from Flemish Boy.
Hey, Mooch, Crappy, and Jabe Dub Dub. It's Flemish Boy here. I'm using my normal voice again. I got two questions actually. First question is, the game for gold, I always hear people saying that it's bad and that PlayStation is better, but we have to see at their own console, not the other one, I think. I'm thinking like, would you actually buy those games that they give, like the indies, like Marlow Bricks and other stuff? Because otherwise, would you actually have bought them? Because now you have these different experiences that you otherwise would not have, because you would not actually think about buying something like that, like Milo Bricks, the God of War clone. And actually, my other question is, what if the next Xbox is in 3 years? It's like every 3-4 years or 5 years, there's gonna be like the new Xbox, and that Xbox is gonna be 4K 60 on every game. Don't you think that? What would actually be the next step in the evolution of consoles? Because if every console will be 4K 60, then I'm thinking like, would it actually be that yeah, forget. See you later, guys. Bye.
I know what he's saying. He's having a hard time getting the question out, but what he's saying basically, crap, is next generation. We listen. Let's assume, okay. I don't think either console can come out and not be 4K 60, right? For games, that's where we're at.
Yeah, but I don't know that they'll all be 4K 60. I just think that
it'll be the standard, though.
I mean, maybe you would
Has
figure
to
that. Well, 60 is not even the standard now. So
no, well, we're not there yet.
Yeah, but some developers, just the way I understand it, and I remember Albert Pinello doing an interview saying we've given developers a platform where they can do 60 if they want, but a lot of them just ramp up the graphical settings instead.
Right.
You know, their vision might not be 60. You know, so I think that you still might see that. I don't know, like maybe. I think we'll probably see very powerful consoles.
Well,
but I don't know that every single game's going to be 4K 60. I'm not sure that's going to.
I want to get to it, but the second part of his question that he wasn't able to kind of like get to that I want to. He's saying, okay, let's assume 4K 60. What is going to be the next big thing if that is it? What's the next big thing? And my answer is features. My answer is features, and that's why. Okay,
like Connect. Woo.
Yeah. All right. So Connect didn't work out so well, but I liked Microsoft's ideas in 2013. How they were going with the digital push, the features they were going to give us, how when you handed with the Connect, how when you handed your controller to somebody else in your house for couch co-op, it knew that it switched controllers and then that profile took over. I liked moving in that direction. So to answer Flemish Boy, like I would say that's I want more features, and I think Microsoft gives that. There's no features on the PlayStation that I see. Like, you know, Mike Ibarra is on there every single, like at least once a month saying, this is what's coming out now, right? And there's the do not disturb feature. There's the different things coming out. Oh, it's great, right? And then there's the avatar change. There's the achievement change coming. There's all the changes we keep getting all the time. New features, new features, new features. I don't see that on PlayStation. PlayStation's new features are the stuff that we had like on 360. You know, they're like, well, now we can hit the menu bar. You have a
can't
guide,
even change your name, so
can't change
you don't
your
have
name
everything.
still. Yeah. So I don't see new features that are wowing me there. I do think Microsoft, and I'm shocked, crap. I am shocked. Shame on my. They should have an Upload Studio 2 out by now.
Dude, where the hell is the Upload Studio fix?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Like, even take the one that's there and revamp it.
Yeah, it's embarrassing how bad that is. Like Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon 2.
Get Stein on that, right? Stop with the selfie, Stein. Get over there.
Put the camera down and start getting to work on getting us some way to share some content better. It's like, you know what they also did, which I know it's not a problem for me, but it's a problem for some people. They took out the ability to upload your clips directly to YouTube.
I know.
So a lot of people are having a problem with that. So they've not only has it gotten to the point where it's so old. I mean, you got this thing that's capable of capturing 4K 60 and HDR.
Right.
And you have no way to share it. And you have no way to put anything together. Or when you do put it together, you got Forza Horizon 2 skins and shit.
Right. Yeah, Forza Horizon 2 skins and that. No one's using the Kinect anymore, so the green screen thing doesn't really even matter. So there's really nothing for anyone to utilize. Like, come on, guys. Take two guys that are just getting everybody, like, you know, lattes. Get them in the draft room. Let's have them starting. Even if they came up with some updates, some new backdrops, some new this, new that. It's not like Sony when they did their new version of Share Factory. They revolutionized anything. They just tweaked a few things and gave a few more options. Everyone was happy.
Yeah.
So do something. Like,
exactly.
I don't understand. That's something I'll never get.
I think the other part of the question was about would we buy the indies and stuff that they give away if they didn't give them away? No.
Right.
For the most part. I mean, I bought Cuphead and stuff. So, but for the most part, I'm not really interested in the majority of them. The ones that I am interested in, I usually buy. You know, because to be honest with you, there's very few indies that I'll just play and finish.
Right.
So to me, it's mostly not even worth the $10-15. Because I'm not going to play them for that long. Like, some are interesting, but at the end of the day, I like the meat and potatoes, not the appetizer.
Yeah, I mean, them giving out the indies and doing what they're doing, I don't listen. Microsoft's pushing Game Pass. They're doing other things. They have backwards compatibility, like on the rise. I just think that they don't need to do any more than give away subtle indies at this point with games with gold too. I don't think you're going to get anything better.
Well, Microsoft doesn't get the praise that they get for what they do, right? And then, you know, nobody ever calls out Sony or Nintendo. Like, Nintendo had their little thing, and then they announced, like, more Wii U games coming to the Switch, right?
Right.
Like so masters of Wii U games, whoop-de-doo. And then you got like, a Souls remastered. Well, guess what? You could play Dark Souls 1 backward compatible on the Xbox One.
What was the news too, Crap? There's some Dark Souls news that people don't realize. Dark Souls on the X is getting what?
Dark Souls on the Xbox One X has HDR, is 4K HDR, and they retracted the HDR on the PS4 version, so there is no HDR on the PS4 version. And like, there's this article on Gaming Bolt about this that's filled with comments, like a ton of comments. And the first comment is, I'm tired of the PS4 Pro Sony not giving a shit about it. I'm switching to Xbox One X. And a lot of people are like kind of reiterating those sentiments, right? Like, Sony does not push the PS4 Pro at all. Like, I'm of the mindset that Sony was very worried about ticking off their fan base. Like, the whole reason the Pro exists is VR. We know it. That's really the only reason. And so to see people like realize now that the Pro is not all it's cracked up to be, or, and Sony doesn't even push the Pro, and it doesn't super sample, doesn't do hardly anything. So, Microsoft went about the Xbox One X the right way. It's got true HDR. If you even ask the Don or any of these little developers, they'll tell you that the HDR on the PS4 PS4 Pro.
Developers.
Exactly.
Yes,
Steve.
Developers.
Yes.
Crap, why did they retract the HDR off of the PS4?
Well, because it's not on the PS4 version.
Okay.
So it's exclusively on the Xbox One version, or Xbox One X, Xbox One S.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with that, but there's a lot of people pissed off about it. So.
Well, I don't blame them one bit. I mean, it depends on, depending on the console of choice you took. Why wouldn't you? And Dark Souls has a tremendous. We're still waiting for Dark Souls 3 to get the X enhancement. That would be something. Well, not you. Jay, apparently, Crap's not coming around.
Crap doesn't really give a shit about Dark Souls. I think Dark Souls is probably one of the most overrated. Not only is it overrated, but like, I'm always kind of annoyed at things that get a free pass. And I mentioned this on Crossfire. Dark Souls and that Soul series has basically released a game or a remaster every single year for like years in a row.
It does, and it's funny you say that. They've done it. Here's the thing, though, Crap. You're semi right. The only thing is this: when they do it, it's not like they do it like. Not a lot of people grabbed the remaster of Dark Souls 2, and I did buy it. But you know when I bought it? When it was on sale, not this holiday, last holiday, I got the entire Dark Souls 2 remaster with all the DLC digitally for $16. Like, a lot of people bought it when it was on sale.
Somebody could gift me that game, and I would just no thanks.
Don't gift Crap that game. You might as well gift
I don't
a
want
poster.
Dark Souls. I don't want any of that shit.
No, yeah.
I honestly, I don't like a horrible.
Luca says she's triggered. Luca, we knew how Crap was with this category.
Yeah, that's not my thing. You know what I mean? Just
he just doesn't like Souls.
Yeah, it's like I like
Souls.
Games, so.
Yeah, no, I don't know. For some reason, it's I don't know, Crap. I think you should give it a shot. It's the game for gamers. It is.
That is not a game for me, man. I don't want to. Dude,
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Do with sucking at a game or being
hard.
No.
I
don't have the time.
What did you play back when you were 10, 11, 12? What game were you playing?
Mario 3.
Okay, did you play like let's talk
Sonic.
about Genesis. Talk about Genesis for a second. Did you play Altered Beasts? Did you play?
I did, but I wasn't a big Altered Beast fan. I mostly, I played like a lot of the platformers like Sonic.
The Ghosts and Goblins.
Like
you didn't play any of those?
I wasn't really a Ghosts and Goblins. Castlevania a little bit, but I was not like I wasn't like super into it.
What about Final Fight? Double Dragon.
I beat Double Dragon. I didn't really have a problem with it though. You know what I mean?
But I mean, those are the games where you had to play and die, play and die, play. You know what I'm saying? And that's what.
Well, I mean,
you don't die forever. And by the way, everybody, let me just say this much. And Luca, you gotta like back me up here in the chat. You don't die throughout the course of the game a million. Like, you do a lot in the beginning, but as your character gets stronger, yes, the boss fights you have to do a couple times, maybe. Yeah. But Crap, the first 25% of the game, I would say that it's a learning curve. You're going to stumble in the areas where you're not supposed to, but that happens in anything. If you remember right with Destiny, if you went down onto the planet Earth and you went down into an area where you weren't supposed to when the game first started, you got your ass handed to you. So this is a situation where you got to know where you're going, and you're going to die when you find out the wrong way. But that happens in many games. I think people are just intimidated by it. The same thing can be said for Witcher 3. Witcher 3 has a really, really large inventory of potions and things you collect, and that's intimidating to some gamers. But realistically, you only use like less than a third of them. You don't use everything you pick up in Witcher. You know that. You can even ask Hellhammer.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like, I get tired of the whole like fantasy potion kind of shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I understand.
like that game, Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah.
That game appeals to me because it's a medieval game with no fucking magic potions and none of that crap.
Is that out, crap, or is that?
No, it's coming out very soon. Yeah. So and that's going to be X enhanced too. So.
Okay. I got to look at a little more footage on that. I'm aware of the game. I have not done my homework on it.
Yeah, it's a indie. It got announced fucking forever ago. It's coming out February 13th.
Shout out to K Mega. K Mega goes, I played all those games, Mooch, and none of those games were shitty as Dark Souls. I loved all those games, right?
Hey,
Double Dragon,
Castlevania. I played. Look, people are like, oh, you just suck at getting. No. Listen,
no.
Like the Dark Souls things aren't my thing. I like, what have I been on? Like, I'm a big multiplayer guy. Gears, PUBG. I don't really get into the games where you just and I just the whole thing with Dark Souls is not that it's even hard. It's just that a lot of people, from what I understand, waste their time where you get up to a certain point, you die, and then you lose hours of progress.
Right.
Lose your shit. Like, to me, that is a problem. Like, I don't have time for that. So yeah, that's just my point of view.
No, that's
from one rhino.
Well, the thing is, though, crap, but let's get back to it here for a second. That's an important subject. To get so far and then to lose your progress is probably the most triggered thing that happens to gamers these days. But realistically, when we were growing up, that's how we played games. Even Sonic. Remember, you get to the end when you're out of coins. If you died, you had to do the whole board again.
Yeah, but I mean, no, there was different.
There was a halfway
points,
mark.
though,
Yeah, there was a halfway mark or something.
Did we get a call?
I thought we did.
M&C, what's up?
Jay, did we get a call?
Yo, Mooch and Crap. I just want to say that I listen to your show every week if I can. And you guys are doing a great job. I've been enjoying my Xbox One X for over 2 months now, or actually it's been over 2 months now. And it is the most fantastically awesome Xbox console ever made. But I have some bad news for everybody. This is going to be my last video game console. And I'm going to make a video explaining why. And I'll just say it real briefly that these video games ultimately are a distraction from what's going on in the real world. And I would appreciate if your listeners and you guys would actually talk about this at some point, the nature of reality and things like that. But I just want to ask you, what would actually cause you to give up video games just in general? And I don't expect any real specific answers, but maybe if you could talk about this for a little bit, I would really appreciate it, and I think your audience would appreciate it. Mooch and Crap, I'm going to send you a link to this video when I make it. It's just going to be a live stream where I just talk about it. But yeah, thanks again for all of the awesome coverage you do on the industry, and yeah, keep it going. Peace.
Yeah, I mean, that's a heck of a call. It's kind of deep, and I appreciate that call. No, I do. I really think that's great.
Well, I mean, what exactly does he want us to talk about? Like reality? That's no fun.
Well, reality is no fun, but there is a point where for some people where gaming might become a distraction. Just a distraction.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like anything's a distraction or an addiction if you let it.
Well, let me answer his question, because I anyone that calls in totally deserves an answer. To be honest with you, I would say work, work or health. If for some reason,
what relationships, like some people,
relationships could also do that. Yeah, it depends. I mean, if you're
don't pick video games over your man or woman.
Never,
Yeah.
never do that. But yeah, no, I think if your health, relationship, or work kind of are suffering at all, then I think that this is something that you should use just like you're reading a book, not something you're doing with tremendous amounts of time. And you know what? That's a powerful question, and I think that a lot of us, some of you are probably shaking your head saying, "I don't get it." Well, some of us do get it. I get it. I get his question, because there's times where I'm like, man, I feel like I should play something and maybe get an achievement, or maybe, because Crap's even starting to get me into, I don't really buy into it as much as him, but you're like, oh, I'm so close to getting this achievement. Maybe I should play. But maybe what you should do is spend some time with your family, or maybe there's some time that you should concentrate on a project at work. I'm not telling you which one to do. I'm just telling you these are situations.
Yeah.
And it's okay, because guess what, guys? Guess what? The problem right now, we talked about this on M&C a long time ago, Crap. A lot of times now we're always like, what's coming out next? What's coming out next? Did you get the new game? What's the new game? Who's the new game? Where's the new game? There's a lot of games out there that we all haven't played, because we can't wait to play what's next. And we're only getting a third or a half or 75%, or we're just blasting through the main story, so that we don't truly enjoy the game. And that's what I thought achievement points were really there for. When someone asked me years ago, way before YouTube, what are achievements there for? I said, the developer puts so much time and energy into a game. They put these achievements in there so that you play the entire game and you get rewarded for it. You don't want to go wandering around looking for just a special cup in the game, and then you get it and nothing happens. You get an achievement. It makes you feel like, wow, I found something others didn't find. Anyways, but I think, what we need to do is stop worrying about all the new games coming out and look at the millions of games that are behind us. A lot of the games we've all put aside.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys all say you're collectors, and then you show pictures of your games. Well, you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather watch you guys stream some of those old games. And let's enjoy the art that's out there. There's a reason that libraries still exist. There's books that were written hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy the games that have been made and not rush to always worry about finishing what's new. So I thought that question was interesting. That outstanding question, to be honest with you. I think he was, trying to get more of a serious tone, but, trying to keep it a little bit more lighthearted, like Crap's saying, is enjoy what you have, folks. You don't have to run out there and buy these games day one. They're not going away, and they're not taking away service from these games, so you can enjoy them, especially on Xbox.
Yeah. And who wants to see some top 10, huh?
Hey now, top 10, folks.
Okay,
I know
before
we got a top 10 ready to kick it out, man. Kicking it out wide with the top 10.
Before we do a top 10, guys, I just have to do something that I know we've never done before, and we don't normally do it. But last night I was out with some friends at their house. I was telling one of my friend's kids about the show, and they were very interested about calling in and wanting to participate. One of the kids actually sent in a text question and wanted to know if I could read it online. So this is coming from Litton, which is AKA Luke, and he asks, this will be a quick answer, who is your favorite Sonic character?
Oh man, my favorite Sonic character is Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be, generically it would be Sonic, but actually I thought Tails was pretty damn
I like
cool.
Tails too, but I'm a big Sonic fan. Man, growing up, I was a huge Sonic fan because little Hellhammer was, and he was such a Sonic fan. So it was always like he was always Tails and I was always Sonic. So
What? Right. No love for Fats the cat?
Oh, Big the Cat sucked.
Oh, Big the Cat.
Yeah, Big the Cat. Yeah. Where's Froggy?
Well, what about you, Jay? You're a huge Genesis fan.
Oh, a huge Genesis fan. Yeah. I like Knuckles actually. Knuckles is badass.
Knuckles was pretty cool because I remember that was like the first DLC, right? Like there was a cartridge that you could put your Sonic 2 game into and then play Knuckles.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, man. I like Knuckles, but I'm a big Sonic guy. He was always pretty damn cool in my opinion.
I liked actually being able to play Knuckles in Sonic Adventure 2, I believe it was. You would actually play him and he could climb the walls with his spiked fists. He was cool.
Yeah, he was pretty damn awesome, man. But yeah, hit that like button, guys. Let's get into that top 10. I think it was a pretty damn good one too.
It's a really good one, yes, definitely. Okay, let's go for the top 10, guys. Enjoy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the M&C Mornings Top 10 Countdown. Today, we're doing the top 10 things critics got wrong. And I'm going to start off with number 10. Announcing two consoles at the same time, like the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X, are going to totally confuse consumers. I mean, how'd that work out for you, right?
That's so true. Number 9, DRM. They scared all consumers into thinking that Microsoft and Sony would own your merchandise. Also wrong to say that Microsoft was to blame for pushing the narrative, when in the end, we are all, every last one of us, a part of this digital DRM era. Sony later admits that streaming games and movies is where the industry is going. But when Microsoft said it in 2013, the critics were there to call Microsoft out and scare gamers to death.
You know what? That's true. Not only that, but their big racing game, GT Sport, is DRM. It's online only. You can't even save your game.
There you go, folks. So, there it is. There's Exhibit A.
But nobody's going to bring that up.
No, of course not.
Number 8. Nobody in their right mind will buy a console for $499. That's crazy. Wrong.
Totally crazy. Who would do that?
I don't know. Oh, everybody.
Only over 1 million.
Yeah.
Number 7. Kinect will spy on you. Here we are with GoPros strapped to our foreheads and Alexa listening to every single word we say in our homes. Here's another example of critics in the media presenting false concerns in an area where Microsoft knew where the technology was going well in advance. Scaring you to death again. I just don't understand it, crap. I really don't get it. It's another 2013 blunder by the critics and media.
It's fear-mongering. That's what they do. It's like the news, that they want to scare people, so you tune back in. So Microsoft is the evil monster, and that's what they do, man. It's crazy.
And then they say it's okay a little bit later on.
Yes, exactly. Number 6, nobody wants to use voice commands ever, right? And I think like ever. Alexa and Google and all those other things beg to differ.
So
100%. Wrong.
Number 5, indies would have a stronghold on this generation. Most indies thrive during the first 12 to 18 months of this gen, only to be a stopgap till the AAA games were ready for release. Now that the AAA studios are in place, Sony, as well as many gamers, barely notice indies as they release again. And here we are. This is what we said early on. Indies are there almost as a filler. People like certain indies, and I'm not discrediting any. I've enjoyed quite a few, actually, over the course of this generation. But early on in 2013 and 2014, when Sony embraced them when they had no games, the critics said that the indies were going to lead this generation right through. And here we are 3-4 years in, and indies are just hushly quieted and tucked under the rug.
Yeah, they're not nearly as important. They're only important when Sony needed something. So.
That's right.
Number 4, nobody has a 4K TV.
No one.
Nobody, clearly. Nobody has a 4K TV. Hottest thing ever. Number 1 selling thing every Black Friday, but nobody has one apparently. So,
yeah. You walk into Best Buy, empty.
Yeah, everybody's hot for that 1080p set. That's what they're doing.
So true. Number 3, the Elite controller. They said it would be too much money for a controller, yet it was sold out in days and didn't become available to buy for months after launch. Gamers like options, and this controller is well built and gave owners the ability to switch and change controls of their games on the fly. Another case where the media critics tried to tell you, the consumer, what is too expensive and what you can't afford.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to spend money on a controller, right?
No,
that's crazy.
It's only their favorite pastime.
Exactly.
Right.
Number 2, nobody uses backwards compatibility, and nobody ever will want to. Wrong. Here we are, like hundreds and hundreds of 360 games are getting started on Xbox games. It's becoming more and more evident that people like playing their old games, and with the ability to upgrade them with the Xbox One X, it makes them even better. Halo 3 in 4K, Gears 3 in 4K. Give me a break. Those are amazing. Everybody should want to play backwards compatibility. So any critic that said that, wrong.
Exactly. Sorry. Even someone like me, crap, who doesn't necessarily play a lot of BC back in
gotta play Marlo
I
Briggs.
still like the option. I still like the option.
Exactly. Options are great.
They are. It's the decade of options. Yes. Number 1, the preview program is no good. Games like PUBG, which was being stated as no big deal by critics for the Xbox One and saying it didn't have the install base that its competitor carried, were all proven wrong when the box known as the quote-unquote shooter box proved to live up to its name and exactly did that by selling 3 million copies of PUBG in 3 weeks' time. Another case where the critics and media were dead wrong.
Exactly. Wrong. Yeah, so it's true.
It's so.
Will they ever be right? I don't know. Probably not. Yeah.
Not when it comes to Microsoft.
Exactly. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. This was another great episode of M&C Mornings Top 10 Countdown. We'll catch you next time. And if you ever have an idea for us to use, send it to J-Dubs. He'll be happy to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Megaton!
That was a nice top 10. I like the little things that Jay fixed in there too, the wrong and stuff like that. That was because we don't see that stuff ahead of time. We record the audio, and give it to Jay, and then Jay edits it and stuff like that. So that was actually pretty damn cool. I like that a lot. So really cool stuff. I appreciate that, Jay. You did a good job on that one, man.
Thank you very much. You're gonna have to do a voice clip saying wrong.
Wrong. Yeah. So like I thought that was pretty damn good, man. Pretty damn good. People like the top 10, that's for sure. We're definitely going to be getting back to the rundown again as well now that the holidays are over and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys' support. Looks like we got Def Jam Bam in there and Noof and a lot of good people in here. Thank you guys so much for the support. Let's go ahead and hop back on. Who do we got on deck there, Jay, that we can talk to?
Yeah, we have a caller that calls in every so often, Jay Yoon. I think he actually won. Was it last week he won, maybe? He won one of the weeks.
I believe so. Could have been, yeah.
So here's Jay Yoon.
Mooch, Crab, J-Dubs. I want to say thank you for the gift. Doom, phenomenal game. Had a smile on my face as I played it. I understand why Wolfenstein 2. Same company probably took a lot of Doom. So that's probably why it was so incredible and so awesome. So I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate that. Also want to say I do got a couple things, just share some questions, see if you guys feel the same way. The other thing that I do want to do is I want to give Crap some props. I know that the last few of my calls have been really to Mooch. But I wanted to really express my gratitude to you, Crap. You do such a great job, and I know Mooch wouldn't be who he was without you. Crap, great videos, watch them. So I know I need to learn to hit the like button, so I apologize for that. So please don't hold that against me. I will change. But my feeling is that with the Xbox One X, and wondering if you guys feel the same way, it's just like one of those things where you just have the beast of the console, like the best of everything. So, Crap always made the reference of, PC gamers where, hey, I'm driving the Ferrari. So, it doesn't matter. I'm in the best. And so you just have that security blanket like, look, it don't matter. I don't care. Doesn't matter if, let's say, you drive faster than me or, who knows, whatever. But I just know that my console is always the best. It's funny, I was looking at my son. I got him the 360, and I got him a bunch of games, like Just Cause and all the Call of Duties and all that. And I just look at it, and I'm just like, the memories just come back saying, hey, it was wonderful to play those games. They look pretty good, they're great. But I've got the Xbox One X, and it's the best console. And so no matter what's going on, you just have that security of I have the best console. So no matter what happens, even if a lazy dev goes out and puts out a game that, may not be as good as what you expect it to be on the X, it doesn't matter. You just know that you have the most powerful console, and that's it. Nothing else matters. You don't need to state whether you're the best. You just go out there and you're the best. And so I was wondering if you guys feel that same way, because I definitely do. I feel empowered because of the X. And my other question to you guys is, when you guys are looking at console exclusives, do you want new IPs, or do you want IPs that have not been brought back for a while? I know that Rise 2 has been mentioned, Sunset Overdrive, but there are a lot of IPs out there that Microsoft has that they just haven't brought back or haven't decided to bring back. And I'm just wondering where the decision comes from, and how that's determined whether something like that should be brought back or not. Because there are some fantastic games that I've been a gamer for a while, but I just never played. So we'd love to see those IPs come back. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you again for taking my call, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Well, there you go, Crap. He's a crap.
Was he banging a drum that whole
I
time?
don't know.
Sounded like he had some kind of drum.
He was like a drummer, yeah.
boop. Yeah,
I
he's
don't know what
keeping
that
time
was.
with that whole
Maybe,
call.
you know what I
That
think it
funny.
was? To be honest, if I had to play what's that sound, I would say it was his windshield wipers he was calling from the car. Everybody always calls us from a car.
Oh, that could have been, yeah.
You know what I
True.
mean?
Or maybe he had restless leg syndrome.
Maybe he's got the Jimmy legs.
He might have the Jimmy legs. The Jimmy legs is from Seinfeld. You got the Jimmy legs? Yeah. It could be the Jimmy legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Crap? That was a crapaholic for sure.
You know, I like people harp about new IP, but who's doing that? Like, because we've had some, and then people aren't buying them. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think there's a good mix.
Good
Like,
question.
there's a good mix of new IP, old IP that's resurrected, and then continuing on the IP. You know, like the Halo and the Gears and stuff like that. Because there's a reason why that stuff is so loved and does so well, and people buy these consoles for those particular games. So
I think Rise 2, Sunset Overdrive 2 would probably do better because they're already a household name.
Yes.
Versus a brand spanking new IP. But that doesn't mean I want to refrain from bringing new IP to the front. You know, bringing it to the front and getting some. We need new IP at all times to keep things fresh. But you know, instead of smothering the market with new IP, like you have Rise that people liked. It to me personally, Rise still needs a lot of work, and I don't mean on visuals. I mean on depth. But other than that, that game is fantastic. And Sunset Overdrive also not on visuals, but on depth. You know, they had the weapon selection, which was cool, but I need the environment to be a little bit more than just bouncing around on, you know, on umbrellas.
See, I like
and
the
bushes.
environment. I think the only thing that Sunset Overdrive 2 would need would be a team deathmatch multiplayer element and then a co-op campaign element.
Oh, that would help, Crap. But you don't
yeah.
feel like, you know, listen, when you're like zooming through on, you know, and you're skating on the rails and whatever, like nothing ever popped up. The minute you stopped, enemies would arise, and then the screen got populated. I think that you need more of that interaction where
I think that was just hardware limit to anything.
Yeah. I don't know myself. I think because they wanted you to not stop moving in that game, and that's cool. But I really would rather like you stop and be able to go into some of the buildings and take on stuff, and the fights outside were a little bit more intense. Not just just make it so you can do just the rails and just the telephone poles. You know what I mean? Not everything else. I don't know. I don't know. So that way you're on foot more.
Yeah, I mean that could be the case. Like I said, though, I think that for me personally, a co-op campaign and a team deathmatch
that would be
would
very
suffice.
helpful. Crap, very helpful. We have a call though. M&C Mornings.
What's up? Yellow.
Hey, Mooch, hey, Crap, it's Jay from Jersey, just giving you guys a call. I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for a great year last year, and I'm looking forward to everything that's going to happen this year. As far as the console generations and everybody jumping ahead and thinking about the next console generation, I mean, yeah, it's inevitable. It's going to come. It's coming up sooner or later. But to me, I mean, we got the Xbox One X. You look at this year is loaded if you're an Xbox customer. If you're a multi-console owner like myself, this year is lining up to be probably the greatest console year of this generation, hands down, between all the exclusives between both consoles together. So everybody needs to kind of pump the brakes on wanting to jump to the next gen another year and a half, 2 years from now. I mean, we're finally getting the year of games that I've been waiting for. This year's lining up to be great. I can't wait. Shut that dog up. Besides from that, I just want to thank you guys for everything. You guys do a great job. Besides that, Crap, sorry about your Ravens, man. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Throw that in there last minute.
Like everyone's like,
Ding!
sorry about your team, man. Like, fuck off, man.
Hey, listen,
Like,
I got that early. I got that out of the way in week
you know,
like
when your
3 for me.
team starts off what, like 0-4, or
0
whatever the hell it
5. We
is?
went 0
0-5.
5. We didn't win until I think we went to Denver.
Man, that's
Yeah.
bad. But yeah, you guys are just waiting for Belichick to finish so he can join
Yeah.
you, right? So I
Yep,
mean,
that's it. We're gonna get Belichick in a couple weeks. It'll be a great announcement.
done deal. Yeah, done deal.
But then I have to deal with Crap really hate. He didn't mind the Giants before, but then he's gonna hate them now. So.
Yeah, well, I didn't mind him because my team beat him in the Super Bowl
Oh.
years ago. Like, and it wasn't even close. The only thing I was disappointed
wasn't.
about that game was Saragusa was supposed to get a handoff in a goal line situation if they were up by like 31 points, and they were just below that.
Right.
that time.
Right. Well, my issue was with the head coach that year. What an awful head coach the Giants had that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Fossil.
Jim Fossil, yeah.
Yeah, he was a Ravens offensive coordinator briefly too. I was
You
like,
can have
"Get
him
that guy
back.
out of there." Yeah, I don't want him.
No. But I think this. You know what he said? The caller says, "Let's pump the brakes on talking about next gen." And I know you're definitely a fan of that crap. You're
Yeah,
okay.
you know,
with
I'm enjoying the
staying put.
games and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I'm good for a little while. Like
2018 may be the next 2007, right? Because 2007 was the year everyone talks about was the golden age of the 360 and PS3 era. You know, because they had that was the BioShock and all these other great games came out that year. Like it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And I think this year is the same for that, right? If you're getting 3, 4, maybe even 5 exclusives from Microsoft, we don't know what they're going to come out with in the fall, except for Forza Horizon 4. If we've got the 3 we know, plus Forza Horizon, and then another one, 5 exclusives, and then Sony slated to have 3 or 4 themselves this year, that's a big year, not to mention Red Dead 2, not to mention Far Cry 5.
That's supposedly another
Anthem.
Yeah, there's Anthem. There's also going to be a new Battlefield game. We're not real sure what that's going to be,
Right,
but
right.
you know, so there's a lot of stuff coming out next year or this year actually that's that's going to be good. So I'm very interested to see what they have. Like I'm just enjoying the games. I think the only people really pushing like the next gen thing is a lot of the PlayStation fans that really are unhappy right now because they don't have the latest and greatest. Yeah, they lost their big
power.
narrative thing.
Yeah.
As much as they want to act like, oh, it's all about the games and stuff, when they look over and see every single multiplat run and look better on the Xbox One X, that makes them feel a certain kind of way.
Well, I mean, you know, to be honest with you, it's kind of true. I mean, I think the caller before this one that was, you know, the crapaholic, he said basically, in short, he just likes, he doesn't need to hear it. He doesn't need to boast about it. He just likes having the most powerful console. That's where we are. I said this about a year ago. Power is the new exclusive. Having the most powerful console, whether you're a Microsoft or Sony fan, it does matter. You can say it doesn't matter. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. If you want to say that and that's how you want to put your foot in the sand, that's fine. But it does seem to matter because that's where the media is pushing. That's what it is. To Digital Foundry and IGN and Kotaku and Polygon, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of great games as long as you can push out the P's.
Yeah.
And that's where the media... Right.
It's so funny that we got he's like the king pony now.
Yeah.
And he does the who cares thing.
Yeah.
So that's
well, all day's right there, though. I mean, who cares is right. It should be about the games. And that's what we said a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the fact that there's 4K resolution, et cetera, but I am enjoying the games. And I think that that's what we've been saying since day one. So, you know.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
Who else we got up on deck there, JW?
We have Jack Jackal from a faraway land.
Oh, okay.
Sub Much and Crab, sub J-Dubs. This is Jack Jackal from a faraway land. This time I don't have a question, but I have a message. A message to Microsoft and the Xbox division. So, everybody knows there are games coming in the future and the near future, which we don't know about. So my message is that when you make games, think on how to increase the value of the platform you are making for. For example, for Age of Empires 4, just make it a PC exclusive. If you want to make new IPs or Halo 6 or other games that you think it's going to work only on Xbox, make it Xbox exclusive only. When you have other games that you think it's gonna work between Xbox and PC, make them a play anywhere title. All I'm asking for Microsoft is to balance all these platforms together. What do you guys think of this message? Hope you guys have a great day now.
What was his message to Microsoft? Crap?
Well, he thinks that Xbox should have keep the platforms where the games make the most sense, like on that platform. So Age of Empires, keep that just on PC.
Right.
But Halo 6, maybe just make that exclusive to Xbox, which I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, I don't think that Play Anywhere stuff is doing that well for them to begin with.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think a lot of us have to like I used to have a problem with that, right? And then when you just sit back there and go, well, how does this really affect me? And it literally, I can't come up with an answer how it affects me. You know, at that particular point, it's like, okay, well, I don't really care about it. You know what I mean? Like if they're gonna put everything on both, then whatever. You know, it doesn't affect me. I'm an Xbox dude. Don't make me mix with PC dudes like without being able to not do that.
Right.
And we'll be okay. So
as long as they keep the two, so that way, if you're playing with a controller, you play with the controller. If you're playing with keyboard and mouse, you play with keyboard and mouse. As long as they keep those two things separate, it really doesn't matter. I mean, we're at that point right now where we can see that. Like console sales are not slowing down because PC's picking up, and PC picking up hasn't affected anything with consoles. I just think if you're a PC gamer, you're a PC gamer. It's very clear. There's very few people. Yeah, there's a couple people in the chat that'll be like, I was a console gamer and I switched to PC. All right. You're in the very, very small minority. Very few people have had consoles from 1985 till yesterday, built a PC. And even if they built a PC, they're not using it for, maybe they're using it for the big graphical game that comes out a year. But then they're going back to their consoles, the favorite consoles, because that's just more comfortable, folks. It's more comfortable. Having a PC, you see some of these people when they show you their PC setup, like, here's my PC, here's my desk, here's where I punch in every day. What? Like, I don't know. Like, myself personally, I pass. Right. Myself personally, I like the ones when people are like, hey, here's my new 75-inch TV that I got, and I see a coffee table, I see an adult beverage, right? Or a cup of coffee and a controller on the coffee table, and they're like about to jam out on this game, and they got their feet up.
Yeah.
You know, and they got their feet up. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the whole thing is, so I'm sitting at a desk right now doing this, and I'm like, this is only for what, 2 hours? I game for hours and hours and hours. We played PUBG the other night for like 5 hours. I don't want to do that at a PC. I don't want to sit in this chair.
Yeah.
Get me out of this chair. You know what I mean? I don't like it. And I think a lot of you guys all feel that way. I really do. I think a lot of you who have even built gaming PCs, you play them and you pick and choose which game you want. But I think ultimately, if you're a console guy, you'll always be a console gamer. It's just the way it is. We have a call too, I think.
Yes. M&C Mornings, what's up?
Hey now.
Hey, Mooch, Crap, Jay, good morning. It's your boy Hobo calling in. Just had a quick question for you. Just wanted to know if you guys ever purchased a game that you had you had no intentions on buying. You know, you just never you seen it before, never looked at it twice. You know, never just ever gave it a second thought. Then you caught it on sale or something, and you end up just buying it and absolutely loved it. Only reason why I'm asking because I just did this with Shadow Warrior 2. I don't know if you guys ever played that, but it's a great game. Awesome. It's like a combination of Borderlands, Doom, and Serious Sam, like all rolled into one. Anyway, that's all I had. Nothing, not a whole lot. Just wanted to call in, throw my 2 cents in, ask a question. By the way, I'm in Minnesota. Go Vikings. Have a good day.
Great to hear the football talk today. Honestly, I'm a big football fan. This year was very, very disappointing for us Giants, but
if there was a way for the Patriots and Steelers to both not win, that would be my ideal situation.
Well, I got my dream. The Cowboys are not in the playoffs. So as long as the Cowboys, now you just have to hope. I really was like, I'm not an Atlanta Falcons fan by no stretch of the imagination, but I was really rooting for those Falcons yesterday. I was like, beat those Eagles, baby. But I think a lot of people in the football world are saying that whether Minnesota or New Orleans wins today, either of those teams is probably going to beat a backup quarterback led Eagles. But because the Eagles are a very good team. And they just barely got by the Falcons, which I think are this year. So
yeah, well, I mean, that Foles guy, he's not really great.
He's never taken them to the promised land.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's gonna do much, to be honest.
But what was the caller's question, gaming wise? Because he did end with the.
He said certainly had a gaming question and certainly was talking gaming.
Yeah. Okay. I know this. I can reiterate this question because I've been thinking about my own answer for this. So basically, what he was asking was there ever a game that you didn't have any intentions on buying, but you bought it and then really, really enjoyed it?
Great question. I have one I can say right off the bat. It's Resident Evil 7. I bought Resident Evil 7 thinking it was and Doom the year before that. I bought them because they were just you're supposed to do this game, right? You're supposed to do this. And I was like, well, I'll get it, I'll try it, and I'm not going to care for it. Meanwhile, those are the 2 games I have a ton of hours in, and I was just flabbergasted by the purchase and loved it. On a smaller note, trying to think of a game like Trials Fusion was recently given out on Games with Gold a couple months ago, And that's like my go-to game. Like when someone's like, yo, I'll be on PUBG in like 20 minutes. I'll just play Trials for a while. Like that's a game but I didn't buy it, but that's a go-to game.
Mine's a PS4 game, Until Dawn, right? Like
I gotta play that, don't I?
Yeah, everybody was kind of like,
I have it.
Until Yawn, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I got it for $20 or something like that.
Free on PS Plus a few months back.
It was. I'd already had it though, and I played it, and I played it back to back to back to get different endings and stuff and save different people. That was probably my favorite PS4 game to date. Just super surprised by that game. Best $20 I spent on a game, to be honest with you.
What about you,
And
Chad? You said you've been thinking about it.
Yeah, so mine definitely was, and I bought this because it was on sale, was the original Wolfenstein for Xbox, Wolfenstein The New Order. Bought that. Didn't have a lot of anticipation about if it was going to be good or not. Played it. Absolutely loved it. Loved the gameplay. Loved the storyline. Loved the characters. So I got that, and I also got the New Blood, which I believe is the add-on to that. And then because of those two games, as soon as the new Colossus came out, I purchased that. So that was a game I didn't have a lot of.
Jay, I'm glad because I kind of want to talk to you about this. So Wolfenstein 1, I really, 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 really liked. But for some reason, Wolfenstein 2.
Wolfenstein 2.
My apologies. Wolfenstein 2 is not it's not scratching that itch. Let me explain. The 60 frames is so good on it that it's almost like nauseously fast. Number 2, I feel like I like playing it on hard, and I played the first one on hard, and this one here on hard seems like it's that much more difficult for no good reason. Like you just get pelted once. Also, picking up items I'm finding harder than in the first one. I beat the first one twice. I loved it. For some reason I'm not feeling the second one as much, and I think I'm in the minority. I understand that. I'm willing to say I'm in the minority here. Relzar in the chat says, Mooch, it's hard on normal. Yeah, I even went to normal, and normal's doable. That's not that difficult. I like playing the games on hard. I've always liked that. This game here, I'm just finding that the way that the map leveling is, and it's all over the place. It's more open, it seems, early on anyways. I'm not caring for it as much. I'm not saying it's a bad game. Game is gorgeous, and the game plays smooth as butter. It's almost too smooth. Do you guys feel that way, or you guys are loving Wolfenstein 2?
I haven't really played it, so.
How about you, Jay? Did you say you got it already or not yet?
I do have it, and I've only played probably the first level when I was in the wheelchair, and because I've been playing so many other games, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of stuck on Forza 7 right now. It's kind of been my go-to game.
Playing Forza 7.
I'm always on Forza 7. I'm trying to get through the campaign and all the different races.
What are you playing the races on, Jay?
What do you mean?
What's the difficult? There's difficulty levels.
You increase the difficulty of the drivatars. So
yes, exactly.
So I have them. I believe I have them on above average.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. So I don't. It's funny if you ever watched any of my live streams.
I do.
So there's a time where I'm actually playing, and I'm talking to people because there are some people in the chat when I'm discussing it, and some people are asking me that same question. Like, Jay, what level are you playing this game at, and blah blah blah. And I tell them, well, because I'm playing with one hand, and if a lot of people don't know that I play these games with one hand, that I sometimes use some assists because of that, and I do have a modified controller. But I made a comment one day on one of the shows that some people just like to play every game on hard, and I don't know if it's an age thing. It's probably an age thing and a patience thing, that if I play a game on hard and I'm not getting through the game, then I will lose interest in it, and I'll just put it on the shelf and I won't play it anymore. So I play games at a reasonable level, and then if I beat it at that level, then I'll play the next time on hard. But I don't always start on hard, and I believe that's something that you do. You normally play on hard, and then maybe if it's too hard, you scale back. Is that the truth?
Yes, absolutely. I always start on the hardest and then scale back as needed. Right. And Jay, a lot of people are agreeing with what I said, and I think I'm really interested to hear your input on Wolfenstein 2. Very hard to get that part out. I've been saying Steen for about a year now, so bear with me, audience. But you know what, Jay, I'm really interested when you get past that part in the wheelchair, once you get the suit, to see what you think. The game is outstanding. I'm not going to bash the game at all. The game deserves a 9 out of 10. I just don't think it's, for some reason, a lot of people in the chat are writing. They're like, Mooch, I agree with you. It's not doing what the first one did for me. I obsessed over the first one. And this one here, I could kind of do without. Like, I don't know when I'll get to it, to be honest.
Do you think it's one of those games? Do you think it's kind of like Gears of War, where as soon as you get past the robots, the game gets so much better? That may be the same way with Wolfenstein.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm at a point right now where I'm just where you would say at that robot stage in the Gears game where I think I'm going to just pass this hump, this hurdle. But there's been a lot of people that have been writing me saying, oh, wait till you get to this part. This part's even crazier. This part's even harder. This part's even wilder. And I'm like, it's wilder than this one? They're like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like, for some reason, it's not scratching that itch like the first one did. I know eventually I'm going to beat it. And I'd like to beat it on the hard, maybe not the very hardest setting, but one back. Because that company does a very good job of putting hard. When you want to play hard, they will give you the challenge. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason right now, I'm kind of playing a bunch of different things. I'm kind of all over the place, which is scattermind for gaming, and I don't like what I'm doing. I'm playing PUBG on a lot of free time that I have. I was playing that Nier Automata, but that I haven't really hit a wall on it. Well, I haven't hit a wall on it yet, but there's parts of it that I'm kind of like, meh, it's okay. Well, I gotta try it, right? Don't knock it till you try it.
I knocked it till I tried it. I don't want to play that shit.
But there's a couple of games that I'm trying to get into, and some things just aren't what others are. I went back and I did the DLC in Resident Evil 7, End of Zoe I completed, and I'm gonna do probably not a hero tonight. But those are quick. Those are like 2 hour blah blah blah. Nothing big there. I just enjoyed the game so damn much. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I just had to come out and say that because so many people are always, all you ever see on Twitter is, I love Wolfenstein 2. So I personally wanted to say that I think it's very well made, but I don't know if I can give it all the credit that you guys are all seeing online. So if you guys are, determining whether it be that game or a different game, I would say maybe, think about the other game unless you really want a true challenge and you want to do a lot of repeat levels.
Yeah. Let's get another voicemail.
Yeah, we should do another voicemail. I've been just in. Mooch is rambling.
Yeah,
that's okay. We have a new caller. He goes by Jake.
Okay, Jake, new one.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. This is Jake from Knoxville, Tennessee. Twitter, it's Mojo Blues. Just want to call and say, hey, don't let the ponies change the narrative, because right now Xbox has been crushing it. Sales, games, features, PUBG, yeah. Anyway, keep up the good work. Later. Bye.
Well, there you go. I mean, he's, that can't deny that it's doing well. It's doing well in sales. The thing about sales, we put it here on the title, is Xbox NPD results. December, they came in second. It's funny, they always say second is, the first loser, but I got to tell you, Nintendo's kind of like popping in and out, right? They're like, hey, we're here.
Last.
Right. But Nintendo's like, hey, we're here. No, we're not. We're in stock. No, we aren't. Get us now. Don't get us later. So Nintendo winning just shows that a lot of their inventory was there. It was a big mom and pop buy, literally mom and pop buy for kids that are of a certain age because Nintendo fits that mold. As far as Xbox,
they also released some good apps towards the end of the year. I mean, that Mario game and
but don't forget though, like you typically, Christmas is very, very big for kids, and Nintendo is the kids market. I just think that and shout out to thumbs in the chat. I want to address that because I'm not giving up on Nier. I think Nier is a very good game.
He will never finish it.
I will finish it just because you keep saying that. You have to understand that that's the challenge I love. But no, nonetheless, and to answer Nukem, 2B, who is the main character, is a very attractive main character for cosplay. He's saying in the chat, no chills, still.
Yes.
But nonetheless, I think that I want to see Xbox win at least 3 or 4 NPDs before anyone can start like beating a drum, because you have to have this sustainment. You have to have this longevity. You have to show me that by winning 3-4 months in a row, that you've now got inside the gamer's head that you are the console to own. And until I see that, like if next month we find out that January went back to PlayStation, Xbox is in second, that doesn't do it. That just doesn't do it. That means Microsoft didn't get the word out about the most powerful console. I think number 2 in December is a great victory, crap. I think it's a big victory because really their competitor is Sony, not Nintendo. And they beat Sony in December once Sony stopped with the low prices. So now it's going to go back to January and February and March, and there's games coming out these months. What are gamers going to do? Are they going to hang out? Are they going to buy into this is the greatest console of all time thing? Or did Microsoft not do their job properly and get the word out? That's what I'm curious to. And we'll find that out in the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, we'll know. I mean, I think that PUBG is going to help the X tremendously. So.
Yes, it will. But I think we need more than even PUBG, don't we? I mean,
yeah, Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, all coming. So I think that's a hell of a lineup.
Give it to you. Oh,
yep. Oh yeah, man.
That beat always ends right when I get going.
Right.
Damn. But yeah, I don't know. But for some reason, I think PUBG will help, crap. But I really think you're right. I'm going to go ahead and back you up here. Okay.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves is the calling card. This is what's going to be like. I got to have an Xbox. Why? Sea of Thieves. I have to have it. I mean, PUBG also. The PUBG's by the time. That can only mean one thing.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think that Sea of Thieves is going to put us on the map, and I think PUBG is already doing that work currently. So we'll see. Like I said, the next 3 months are going to be a huge tell.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and run another voicemail, J-Dubs.
Yeah, we have our old friend Luca from the second floor.
Luca.
Nice.
Hey Mooch Crap, J-Dubs, Luca here. I know it's been a while since I've called in, but, new year, new me. So, my question for this week is, what goals do you guys have for yourselves and your channels for this year? I know, Crappy said you wanted to get to, you said you wanted to get to 50,000, right? And you would do like a debate or something. And then, yeah, Mooch, like you're almost at 10,000. So I'm just curious what you guys plan on doing and if J-Dubs plans on doing anything as well. Okay, yeah, that's it from me, guys. Have a good show. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
That's a great
question.
Wait.
Hey, Crap. Dark Souls is lit and you're just a bum, all right? Okay, bye.
Dark Souls is garbage and one of the most overrated franchises of all time. People like it because it's difficult, which is the wrong reason to hate a game or to like a game. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, but even with that being said, like I don't really set like goals per se for that. Like I said, I would do one if I hit 50,000 this year. A respectful way, not one of the people that's just going to be like all yelling and stuff like that, like a legit one where you have points and stuff like that. So that's basically it. Like other than that, man, I've already exceeded all of the goals that I've set for myself within the YouTube world. Yeah, so basically that would be it. I mean, and that's not even a goal. That's just like if that happens, I'll do this as a kind of something new for the fans or whatever,
Right. Yeah. I mean, my answer would be like the one thing I was looking to do, and I wanted to kind of poll the audience about it in the future, is I wanted to do more streaming and I wanted to do a lot more interaction with the audience. So while you're actually tuned in, it's not just like all the other, like shout out to the very infamously known famous Rad Brad.
Let's do this.
Not him so much where he's playing it and he tells you how much he loves you, and then he keeps playing the game and he tells you how much he loves you. I would like to do almost like where we have a theme, a discussion, and then we go through the game and find out whether or not as a group we kind of dig it or not. That would be something I would look forward to doing with a lot more people and then posting it on YouTube. We do live on Mixer, and then I would take the vlog and then put it onto YouTube, my channel. So that was my thought going into this year, because that's more I like interaction with my audience. That's why I love this show. I love all of you guys that call in. I like all of you guys that just respond in the chat. You don't have to call in, you don't have to leave a voicemail. We prefer you do, But if you don't, that's fine. I like seeing the audience, and it doesn't mean I'm not looking for a bunch of yes people. Okay, I'm looking to have a great conversation, discuss things. Yes, we like to do things for fun and humor on here, and that's fun. You know what I mean? We have to have gaming's supposed to be an out, for everybody. I hope everyone remembers that. These are supposed to be fun podcasts. Have a good time. So with that being said, Jay, I want to kind of pass to you because I know you've got a lot going on and a lot of aspirations for your channel this year, and we want to support that.
Definitely. So if people have been checking out the M&C channel, not only can you find exclusive content there, you can get old episodes and some of the skits and stuff there, but I'm also doing a thing called Graphic God Games, where you can watch me play certain games, and I chat with I interact with the people in the chat, and we talk about basically anything. They ask me questions, I answer them, I play games. Sometimes it's so funny because I'll be playing a lot of Forza, and I'm trying to pay attention to the chat, and whenever I look down at the chat, I'm banging into the walls, and I explain to people that, this is why you shouldn't text and drive, because you're going to end up killing yourself. But I do a lot of that, and I'm planning on doing a lot more of that in the new year. And we also maybe, and this is something we kind of talked about, but it's not quite in the works yet, but maybe the three of us will get together and do some streaming on the channel in the new year, and I hope everyone will check that out and come in the party, and maybe even be part of the stream. It'd be a lot of fun.
I was just going to say that, Jay. I wanted you to finish your aspirations and what you're doing, but I think that's something that we are going to do. We'll be doing a lot more streaming on Jay's channel with him. So as Graphic God does Graphic God plays or games, like, we will be on there, and you'll definitely have both Mooch and Crap or one of us on with Jay, and almost like the Howard Stern wrap-up show. We'll be doing a show with Jay on his channel, and you can come over and interact, play games, and ask questions. And we really want to see that grow in 2018. So support Jay and go over there. Give him the same love and support you give me and Crap. Totally appreciate that.
And if anyone is looking for the channel, well, just read the ticker. Every so often it'll pop up on the ticker, and make sure you go there, subscribe, and you'll get all the latest content.
Very
hit that
cool.
bell too.
Very cool. Yes. Subscribe and hit the bell. But yeah, no, great call, Luca. Nice call.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming, and that was awesome. Luca kind of
It's
set us
about
up
time
for a
she
commercial.
called back in. She hasn't called in forever. Like, damn.
She wasn't on the second floor. She just had to, she had to get there. So it was good to have Luca back. Awesome. We've had some of our usual suspects call in, and we've also had some new call-ins.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic time, man. Absolutely.
Do we have another call? Do we have another voicemail, Jay?
We have several, but I think we're running out of time to play them all. But
Well, maybe we could do some on our M&C Evenings show.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's do one more here, and then we'll do the rest on M&C.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we'll do the rest on Jay's channel. Yes.
So this is I'm not going to admit or deny if this is somebody that I actually know, but they go by the name Blue Faru.
Nice.
Good morning, Mooch, Crap, and Uncle Jay. This is my question for the week. What is your favorite Banjo-Kazooie level?
Well, I will take the fifth.
Banjo-Kazooie level. Damn. It's been a while. I can't even remember the level.
I like the one where he flies.
See, I didn't play it enough to know. I've played it, but I think
been
the
a
first
long
2-3
time.
levels. I don't know much about it. It's a good question. It's a gaming question, but I've always said that when people are always like, I wish that Rare would bring those back. I was like, I don't really care. That's a me problem, though. I personally just don't care.
That's a you problem.
Sure as hell is, Crap.
Yeah. Hey, we do got some good news though.
That, my friend, is a you problem.
We've got 2 wheel spins today. We've got the Patreon wheel spin,
Yes.
and we've got the regular wheel spin. Woo! It's
Very cool.
Which one are we going to do first?
We could do let's do the regular one first, and then we'll end with the Patreon one. And so those of you guys that don't know, for $1 a month, $1 in a dream, as Mooch likes to say, you get entered into the raffle spin to win a full game or Xbox Live for a year or PlayStation Plus for a year, whatever you want, you win it. So
really, guys, you really can't beat it. We get so many thousands of people that watch the show. $1, it's you're better odds than anything else you're gambling with a buck. It's better than certain games 50-50s at some of your local like holiday parties. It's a great odds. You're helping the show tremendously. Helps us grab some equipment. Helps us get things that we need to make you can see the show gets better and better every week.
Yeah.
I think we're the PUBG of podcasting, right? Every week we get an update from J-Dubs and company, and it's awesome. So really can't say it enough, guys. The link is right in the description. Please do hit the Patreon. $1 is all we're asking. There's other things in there if you really want to help support, but the $1 is the coolest thing. And like I said, you get thrown into a lottery where you can win a $60. I mean, every month you have a chance of winning the new game that's going to be out, or upping your Xbox Live Gold, or upping your PS Plus. Like there's so many things, or a controller you can buy.
Might we have time to play the Patreon video?
I think we do.
We might, but let's play the wheel. Let's do the wheel first, and then.
Okay, I'm sure we're back now.
Yeah, I apologize for that. There is something going on definitely with the audio when I'm trying to play the wheel, so let me just quickly check something before we jump into the next wheel.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Can you guys hear us now? Just make sure we do have sound. Looks like the sound probably is back. Someone says audio. I don't know if that means there is none or there's plenty of it.
No, I'm sure there's audio now.
Good now. Try hard. Thank you.
There's audio, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So just to let people know that there's a constant issue that I'm having trying to get two different types of sounds playing on the stream at one time, because as soon as I get two different sounds, for example, the music and our voices, we get an echo, and I'm trying to resolve that issue, and it's been a struggle. So,
well, if you want to play, you want to play the Patreon video, and then we'll do the because after we do the wheel, we'll sign right out after that.
Yeah,
okay,
that's fine.
that sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, here we go with Patreon. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Mooch and Crap here, and we wanted to take a minute to talk about Patreon with you guys. So far, you guys have been really supportive. You've gone out of your way to support the show and help us grow and become a better show. Wouldn't you agree, Mooch?
I totally agree. Ever since we launched Patreon, we kind of went into it thinking this is something that we want to get the audience involved with, but we need their help. And they came through tenfold, Crap. They've given us the ability to reach out and express ourselves artistically. And to be honest with you, I'm overwhelmed.
Yes, it's very cool to see the amount of support that our show has gotten, and we actually need continued support from people, much like PBS does. Because all the money goes back into the show, whether it be more things for Jay to use, more prizes to give away, and actually for $1 and a dream, go ahead and give them the spiel, Mooch.
For $1 and a dream, you guys can pick the game of your dreams. You can pick whatever you want. You can have Xbox Live for a year, PlayStation Network for a year. Anything you want is what we're here to help you with, well, for a $60 value. And like Crap had just said, just like any kind of PBS telethon, we're doing the same thing and asking you for your Patreon support. The only difference is when me and Crap turn around, instead of having 50 celebrities, we just have Jay on one phone. But nonetheless, it's the same result. Your help makes us better, and we can't thank you enough.
Absolutely, 100%. we work for you guys. We're the outlet for you. We are for the people. Thank you guys for the support. It really helps us. It helps the show. It helps us get better, and it helps us sound better. So thank you guys so much.
With that being said, let's bring up the wheel, Jay, and let's get our Patreon, our supporters, their due.
Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Too many buttons.
Jay's got like NASA.
So,
okay,
it's going to be good.
There we
I don't
go.
think they can hear us.
They
right
can't
now
hear us,
either.
Jay. So go ahead and roll it.
Yeah.
They can't hear you?
Spin it.
They should be able to.
Now they can hear us now.
Yeah, I figured they could. It was all because of echoing and stuff, so I've cleared up that
now
echoing.
they can. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Sound should be back.
And let's see if we can get the music playing. Music should be playing. People should hear it.
They may hear it. I don't hear it.
No,
I
you
hear
guys
it on,
won't.
I hear it on the stream, actually.
That's all that matters. The customer is always right. Let's let the go ahead.
Let's
and
do
spin
the
that
spin.
wheel, Jay.
And just to let people know, like I say every time, everybody's name is on the wheel, even though you can't see your name. There's just way too many to show. Let's do it.
But you're on there, absolutely.
It's a nice looking wheel, crap. It's the longest spin in history, folks. We just got a call from Guinness.
Man, Jay, you oiled up that wheel, man.
Wow. It's like the really strong guy on Price is Right.
It's Valkyrie G.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Very
Congrats.
cool.
He's
Congratulations.
a long-time supporter. So yeah, good to see that, man. Appreciate it. That's awesome.
That's really, really cool.
Congratulations.
Great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Valkyrie G for that victory. And like I say, we'll be in touch with you in the DM, and we will talk to you via email and get you exactly what it is your heart desires. We appreciate that. Like I said, it's that easy, folks. Patreon, $1 and a Dream. You're
Hell
entered
yeah.
in, and you can win.
Yep.
With that being said, guys, it's Sunday. Enjoy gaming. Enjoy time with the fam. Enjoy football if your team's still in it. Or if you just want to hate, you can go ahead and watch the team that you don't like in football and hope that they lose.
Absolutely.
Either way, that's what it's all about, folks. Jay, do you want to take us out with the M&C song and then the M&C theme song?
Excellent. That's the way I like to do it.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
Mooch and crap, mooch and crap. They talk about games and no drama smack. Search the web for media ties to catch these ponies in their lives. Look out! Here comes Mooch and Crab. Are they bots? Listen up. They have Mountain Dew in their blood. NeoGaf, Xbox Reds, Crap's got Tim Dog all over it. Hey there! Here comes Mooch and Crab. From a tweet of Phil, Xbox hate will arrive like the Scorpio. Mooch and Crab, but just in time. Mooch and crap, zany gaming dual mooch and crap. YouTubing is their core. A thumb in is its reward to them. Xbox is one big hangout. Whenever there's a game out, you'll find mooch and crap.
Wake on up. It's Mooch, it's Crap, and Jay in the morning. Wipe your eye boogies, get your coffee finished yawning. This is Mooch and Crap. Wake up, let us begin with gaming news, skits, and call-ins from all the fans. No matter where you at, Cali or Pakistan, New York or New Guinea, this is where it's at. These are Xbox dudes with Xbox views on slander and hate towards Xbox news. This is Mooch and Crap. Show for the people, and they coming with it. Now do you understand? Now do you get it? Ponies love to lie and PC fans won't admit it, but Xbox hate is real and they all with it. Call in, let it ring in. We here to rock, we We here to win. It's about the games, it's about the pride. Now Xbox community, come on, let's rock. Mooch and Crab, Big Show. Mooch and Crab, Big Show. And Crab, Big Show. And Crab, Big Show. Oh, oh.